Sunday Night Smoke. Sunday Night Smoke podcast. What's up, Sunday Night Smoke?
He's awesome, by the way. He is fun. You and him would get along famously.
1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 1 1. That's more like it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody out there in the world, welcome to another exciting episode of Sunday Night Smoke Podcast. It's your host, Ace World, aka Big Smoke. This is what we do on Sundays, 7 p.m. ish. Let me bring up my co-host, lovely T Roni, in the building. What up, T? What's good?
Welcome back. How you feeling?
Oh, good. How about you?
I'm good. What we got?
Got a lot on the table. Let me see. Let me drop this link for Tony DZ. Let me drop this. Here you go. Boom. Happy Sunday out there, everybody. You heard?
Doing it right.
All right. That's the link right there, Tony D. Know what I mean? We're gonna wait a second. We're gonna parlay for a second. Wait for the pull up. Let you get the system hitting. And
Yeah.
we're going live right now. Tony D and it's on. What up, cuz?
What's up, Tony?
Cooking with Tony D. What's good, bro? How you, man?
Man, just finished grocery shopping. Jason wasn't feeling too good, so I was checking on him. But I'm here, T Roni. How you doing? Different hairstyle as usual.
Child, the link is in the chat. Child, the link is right here.
Star Child was good. Charlie B outside was good.
Chat. Charlie B, what up, cuz?
Yeah, Star Child join with that link because the Insta is not working.
Yeah, Instagram's
Yeah,
down. Facebook was acting up a little bit too. And yeah, do it like this would be smart. I was gonna tell you do it through the Twitter DMs, but doing it like this makes it work.
Yeah, so it's all good. You know, y'all could jump on that link. You want to jump on the jump. It's that Sunday. That's what it is. So let's see. Oh man. Let's see what we got. All right, first. Right. Yeah, because we got a lot of ish, man. We got some old ish. We missed some stuff from last week, so I don't want to go back into the old shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That just be if it be like a little extras, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes we gotta talk about it. So if it's good to talk about, we will. Hey, Star Child.
Yeah, fact. What's good, sis? How you?
Lady, what's going on? How you doing?
All is well. I'm a little tired today, but all is well.
Okay. Thanks for joining us, though. You can put up the avatar just in case you want to sleep in between captions and topics.
Yeah. Made me miss those glasses. I love those glasses.
Yeah, y'all definitely be coming with the frames. You want to floss them joints? You want to show? You want to
the frames one time, okay? One time.
Go ahead, man.
I like Star Child though. Here we go.
Look at
it?
you.
Let me what's the name it so y'all can see that a little better right there. We don't promote brands. We don't promote brands, but those are the Gazelles, right?
Yes.
Gazelles are classic. I never got a chance to rock Gazelles. My mom was not hip hop friendly. I always wanted a pair. And even though I'm from the Midwest, I never got a pair of Buffs either. My mom was definitely not with the Buffs. So
not hip hop friendly. Got you.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So I spent a lot of time with strawberry shortcake, ugly, retarded looking frames with the big black horn rim ones that are now back in fashion. So
I was gonna say that's back in that's back in the joint now.
We gotta move Charlie B's. Hi, Charlie B, but we gotta move Charlie B out the way because I can't see my girl.
Shit, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. My bad. Wait, my bad. I meant to do this. Hold on. Because I'm working behind the scenes trying to set up the
There we go.
Thank you. You got to keep me on point.
Glasses since I was 3 or 4 years old. Now that they're fashionable again, I can wear them. But man, I used to break them. I used to go through. Man, I was horrible on my glasses when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, salute to the glasses. The librarian look is back in. You know what I'm saying? So
I couldn't even get glasses.
I get a lot of that these days.
My mother was like, you can see. That's what my mother say. You can see.
Oh, I definitely couldn't, T-Ron.
I know I couldn't either. But you can tell.
Like,
Oh
it's
man,
bad. It's really bad. But like, yeah, I get a lot of that though. Smoke. I get a lot of the men nowadays. I don't understand it, but it is what it is.
Girl, you know they
that's
fragile
the
now.
no, that's
So
the joint. That's the joint. That's the joint. Hold
I
on,
also
let me.
need to ask this question: why are '90s babies trying to talk to me? Get your young ass away from here! Like, what the fuck you want over here?
Well, I'm just saying. Put it like this: if you
you
looking
hot,
good, it can go down.
right?
You
You said what?
looking good, it can go down. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the game.
'90s
I'm just
babies?
putting it out there. Rather some love than no love, some attention than none. You know what I'm saying? That means you still hitting.
But I want it from
You
a
still hitting
grown,
on
bro.
them streets. Don't need. Am I? You know what I'm saying? That means you still hitting on them streets. You
Well,
know,
okay, I
There
guess.
maybe
you
the
go.
older guys. You know what it is? Maybe the older guys. Uh, older guys like younger women. So maybe you don't have as many men your
Nah,
age or older.
I probably done
Pulling up.
traumatized. I probably done traumatized dudes my age a little too much. They don't want no smoke with
Just in
me.
general. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you how the man. You know, I'm just giving you the man game. You know, so most men don't really. So once they get like 35, 40, they usually don't talk to girls that are 35 and 40. They'll talk to girls like 5 years younger than them, a few years younger than them. Usually, that's just how it works.
Hmm.
So I don't know why, but that's how it works sometimes. Charlie
Really
B
don't
said I
get
had
it.
the black and clear joints. What do you know about them gazelles, kid? Yeah, man.
that dude got on was it BMF, right? There's a black and or there's a black and gray, gold, black and gold.
Black and gold. Black and gold is classic.
That's
Yeah,
the
like
classic. The Run DMC Jones, the
Yes,
LL.
absolutely. I wanted a pair so bad. Oh, I wanted a pair so bad.
So we're gonna jump. Let's jump into this joint right here. First
okay.
on the menu, right? We're gonna go through a few things, right? It's gonna be fun, kind of crazy, also.
Yeah, I knew it
First,
because I was like,
first
it's gonna
part,
be
nah,
good.
it's a few different joints. So you know, I had a thumbnail up for those that tuned in and already peeped the thumbnail. This is gonna be crazy. First right here we have the alleged killer of the great late Bob Marley. Okay. So for those that have, you know, because it may have been like some people have said this is a conspiracy. And you know, there's people that say there was conspiracy, he was poisoned, he was
Mhm.
you understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? For those that are not familiar with the story, let me just go through my
I'm
fair use
definitely not. I never
disclaimer.
heard any of that.
Okay, so
I
Bob
always heard
Marley
it was a
died
foot
of
infection.
cancer. Okay, dear. Okay, say that again. You said, what did you hear?
I always heard it was like he got some kind of infection, and because he was
A
Rasta
foot
and didn't
infection,
believe
right?
and yeah, like he got some kind of infection, and because he was Rasta and his religious beliefs, he didn't go to the doctor and stuff like that.
Okay, so we leave it at that. So
Okay.
now let's roll into this joint right here. We're gonna claim fair use, all right? And I just wanna we're gonna dissect this. I'm gonna go like one for a few minutes and then we'll break it down. So allegedly, this is the conspiracy behind it being unfolded in front of our very eyes. Allegedly, of course,
Okay.
because we always have to
Yes.
include the allegedness into this. So let me set up my present like this. We're gonna share this joint. Let's share something, man. Let's share this shit. Boom. Uh, this is from a content creator who I don't really view very much of his content. I'm not really a fan of his. This is Willie D. From the Ghetto Boys fame. You may have seen one of my episodes where I had some harsh criticisms on Willie D, referred to Sunday Night Smokecast. The episode was called Willie D from Rap to Cap. But check it out. It's a pretty good roast of Mr. Willie D. But this was an interesting feed in my episode. Came through the algorithm. So I said, let me check this out. And this is what I saw.
What's up, family? I got a story that I need you guys to check out and let me know what you think about it. Here's a guy by the name of Bill Oaksley. He is a retired U.S. CIA officer who was admitted into the Mercy Hospital in Maine and told that he had 2 weeks to live. Upon hearing this news, he decided to confess to the murder of Bob Marley, reggae superstar, musical icon Bob Marley. Listen, I don't know if dude is telling the truth or not, but there are certainly a number of people who is interested in this information, because there are people who actually went to their grave believing that America had a role in Bob Marley's death. This guy claimed to have committed 17 assassinations for the U.S. government between 1974 and 1985. Oxley, who worked for the CIA for 29 years as an operative with top-level security clearances, claimed he was often used as a hitman for the organization to assassinate individuals who could represent a threat to the goals of the agency. Trained as a sniper and marksman, Oxley also has significant experience with more unconventional methods of inflicting harm upon others, like poisons, explosives, induced heart attacks, and cancer. The 79-year-old operative claims he committed the assassinations between March 1974 and August 1985 at a time when he says the CIA was a law unto itself. He says he was part of an operative cell of 3 members which carried out political assassinations across the country and occasionally in foreign countries.
I'd like just to once again put a disclaimer. The views of what we're seeing, Willie D, not necessarily those on the conspiracy end or not, that they're those of Big Smoke or the Sunday Night Smoke podcast. All right, I just want to throw that out there. So let's
Tony D like, yeah.
Most of their victims were political activists, journalists, and union leaders, but he also confesses to assassinating a few scientists, medical researchers, artists, and musicians whose ideas and influence represented a threat to the interest of the United States. He claims he had no problem with going through with the assassination of Bob Marley because I was a patriot. I believed in the CIA, and I didn't question the motive of the agency. I've always understood that sometimes sacrifices have to be made for the greater good. The others were assholes. Bob Marley was Bob Marley. I was no closer to being a long-haired hippie back then than I am now. But I must admit, Bob's music did move me. It held some power over me. He claims to have had mixed feelings about Bob Marley's death. On the other hand, Marley was a good man, a beautiful soul with profound artistic gifts, who did not deserve to have his life cut short. But according to Oxley, Bob Marley was also placing the goals of the CIA in jeopardy and threatening the existence of the United States. He was succeeding in creating a revolution that used music as a more powerful tool than bullets and bombs. Bob Marley in 1976 was a very serious threat to the global status quo and to the hidden power brokers implementing their plan for a new world order. As far as the agency was concerned, Bob Marley was too successful, too famous, too influential, a Jamaican Rasta man who started using his funds and fame to support causes around the world that were in direct conflict with the CIA. To be honest, he signed his own death warrant. It's not like we didn't warn him. We sent a few guys to shoot up his house in Kingston. He's referring to the shooting that took place at Bob Marley's house that left him injured in the chest and the arm. He said, we had a message for him. We impressed upon him the gravity of the situation he found himself in. He didn't listen. 2 days later in the mountains, I stuck him with the pen. Then he goes on to explain how Bob Marley was actually assassinated, how it played out. 2 days after Bob Marley was shot in the left arm by one of the 3 gunmen who ambushed the singer and some of his crew in his house in Kingston, and after a brief stint in the hospital, Bob Marley traveled to the protective hills of the Blue Mountains and spent time at the highest point in Jamaica, rehearsing for an upcoming concert. According to Oxley, he used press credentials to gain access to Bob Marley when he was on his Blue Mountain retreat. He introduced himself as a famous photographer for the New York Times, and he presented Bob Marley with a gift. I gave him a pair of Converse All-Stars, size 10. When he tried on the right shoe, he screamed out, "Ouch." That was it. His life was over right then and there. The nail in the shoe was tainted with cancer viruses and bacteria. If it pierced the skin, which it did, it was good night, nurse. There had been a series of high-profile assassinations of counterculture figures in the United States in the late 60s, early 70s. By the time Bob Marley's time came around, we thought subtlety was the order of the day. No more bullets and splattered brains. Oxley claims that he kept in close contact with Bob Marley during the later years of his life, ensuring that the medical advice that he received from the doctors in Paris, London, and the United States would hasten his demise rather than cure him. He died from cancer in May 1981. He was just 36 years old. The last time I saw Bob before he died, he had removed the dreadlocks and his weight was dropping like a stone, he says. He was very withdrawn, unbelievably small. He was shrinking in front of us. The cancer had done its job.
Okay. Fair use once again. What do you think about that? Real or cap? Do you think somebody in their deathbed, former CIA agent, confirmed? You think this is real or cap? You've heard several times that people on their deathbed have committed crimes and at the last minute have admitted to the madness. Because, like, they had to live with it all their lives, and they just said, you know what, they didn't want to take it to their grave, and they kind of just was like, you know what, let me just put this out there. So, what do you guys think? Real or cap, man? See, Roni?
He had me until he told me that he gave him a pair of Chucks, and in the Chucks was a needle.
Yeah.
Bob Marley was not wearing a pair. He wasn't even trying on a pair. No. Cap. Sorry, cap.
You know his fashion. You know his choice of fashion. I know them Jamaican niggas be wearing like Clarks and shit like that, wallabies and all that. But you think he wouldn't? You think nigga wouldn't throw a fresh pair of sneaks on?
No.
Just running this practice. Because remember, he was on like he wasn't out in public. He was in solitude practicing. Right. For the recovering as well and practicing for an upcoming concert. So you think he wouldn't just throw on a fresh pair of sneakers just to walk around and bounce around and fuck around in? You don't think so?
I don't know, because he wasn't like that type of guy. He ain't thinking
you know that,
like
nigga? I'm joking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know him. Like, come on. There's no way. Oh, so you mean to tell me the man was just 100% holistic theory?
I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm asking you.
Okay. This man lived a life as a Rastafarian. He is not putting on Chuck Taylors.
Okay, now if I was to
I don't know his life. I don't know his cycle, whatever. It could have happened, but you
now,
can't
let me
make
ask you a question.
Yes.
If I was to Google a picture, Google Bob Marley, and go through 100 pictures, and you don't see him with a pair of jeans, a button-up shirt, and a pair of Chuck Taylors on, not necessarily that pair. Would you recant what you just now said?
I will recant.
Okay, because I'm going to be looking while everybody goes through this. Okay,
I can look now.
I've seen him in Chuck Taylors before in old pictures. Okay. Because they wouldn't just say, we talk about the CIA here. You're not going to bring somebody something that they don't fucking like. They always know, hey, why don't you bring this guy something of his favorite? That's how you get them. Let's use common sense here. Not saying you're not using common sense, but I can almost assure you. I'm just gonna look through some pictures here, but that makes sense.
Go ahead. I mean, go ahead, Tony D. How you feel about it?
I'm just saying because that theory that you were saying, like, I can assure you, he wouldn't wear a pair of sneakers. Like
I
that's
can't be wrong and strong. I'm wrong and strong.
it just sounded kind of weird to be like, I assure you. Like, I think I've seen this nigga in some sneakers before in some pictures. I ain't gonna lie, Tony D. Well, you gonna say ladies first, Star Child? You want to take that first?
Yeah, let's start. Try to go for ladies first.
Okay, I'm back.
What
Because
do you
I
think?
have really
Real
no
or
point
cap?
of reference.
Turn your mic up. Turn your mic up a little bit.
Is that better?
I think so. Let me try to do it on my end also. Go ahead.
Do your thing. Go ahead.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna try to work it for my side. Go ahead.
Okay. Because I have no real point of reference. I've never really heard about the U.S. ever having anything to do with his death. But I do know that the government is shiesty and shady, and they don't like black men having any kind of power. Music is very influential, and if he was talking about kill the white people, I might have to let the white man have it.
Listen, man. Hey, I'm just saying.
Did you hear her?
So that may be real fact. It may because this is a fact or cap. It's like, is it real? Is it cap? Does it make sense?
I mean, I agree with Star Child. Like the government is known, especially in those days, to interfere in Black lives. I'm not doubting that.
All
Like
lives.
Bob Marley
Not just black lives.
Bob Marley was singing about he was the original fuck the police. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. On the low. When you peep the lyrics.
Yeah.
Remember, sometimes he was considered as a musical revolutionary.
I mean, he was the original. I shot the sheriff, killed the white people. Come on now.
But he didn't kill the deputy, goddamn it. Okay. Salute to the deputy out that motherfucker. His man popped the deputy. His man killed the deputy. He only shot the sheriff.
So back then in those days, for a black man to be on the international stage saying these things, I can see America taking him out.
Possibly.
Especially with him having an alternative lifestyle, alternative religion. He was seen as a threat.
Possibly. And could that be, on that note, right? Could that possibly have sparked the spawn of, wow, we can actually influence people through the messages, through our music?
Yeah.
Could that have been the birth seed of people weaponizing music in 30, 40 years later, weaponizing gangster rap against us in our own inner community? That's also when
they started weaponizing the use of marijuana, remember?
Another conversation. Tony D, what you got for me, man? Get at it.
I don't know.
Cap. What do you think?
I never heard exactly how he passed away. I never did. I just knew he died. I've heard the songs. We can go all day. The only thing I'll say about the sneakers is we don't know. I don't know how much people have seen him off stage in normal life, what he did wear. The way he described it, I was like, ooh, that's kind of messed up. But then he said he put it on the wrong foot.
No, well, like, some people, I don't put my, well, I don't know, but I don't put my sneaker on the same foot first every time, believe it or not, because I'm kind of semi-ambidextrous, so I'll put the left foot on. It depends on, like, when I grab my sneaks and drop them, my shoes and drop them.
You said semi-ambidextrous.
Yeah, I don't write with my left hand. I don't write with my left hand, but I drive with my left hand. I can shoot the basketball with my left hand and my right hand. So I can't write with my left. So I say semi, as in, you know what I'm saying? I could finish with either side. So that's why I say
a lot
semi.
of songs were controversial back then, honestly. And I mean, Tupac said something against the government, he was dead. Joan Rivers said something against the government, she was dead.
Yeah.
Bob Marley said something against the government. I'm just saying. I mean, I will be like, I will post it if I was the first time I'm hearing this, is the first time I'm hearing that, so I'm kind of like, wow.
Mhm.
I'm just going with it as it is. I never heard too many details on how Bob Marley died. Out of a lot of the deaths, a lot of the stories that we carry, I never hear much about how he passed away.
No.
Never. I
I
never
heard
have.
like Starchild, you said it right off the bat. You was like a foot infection or something like that, and some
Yeah.
kind of cancer or
Mhm.
something. Yeah, that's kind of been
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
really good. You did hit the
Been
nail
out
on the head.
there. You hit it right on the head. I was like, whoa, 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 chill, man. You always be on.
Yeah.
Sorry, school.
I mean, damn it.
She always be.
I told you, I'm a nerd, dog. Like I got nerdy tendencies.
But I
I
did kind
listen,
of
and
hear
I
that.
also listen I used to listen when grown people talk. I used to watch the news.
Yes.
Facts. Yeah, yeah. Salute to that, man. Salute you young folks out there. Listen when grown folks talking, damn it. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
contribute. Just listen. Shut your mouth.
Listen.
Oh,
Listen and
I
learn.
didn't say nothing. I just ear hustled like a motherfucker.
You know, these kids, they want to talk while
Yeah,
you
that's what
talk.
they wanna
Oh,
do.
wait a minute.
Like,
I
they
just
got
ear
it.
hustle like a motherfucker. No.
Yeah, salute to that, man. But I could say, moving on to the next thing, I could say that was interesting.
Yeah, how you
You
feel
know,
about it?
I feel that it was interesting and anything is possible.
Yes.
Especially one of he's a confirmed agent. That's confirmed. He's not just some guy that just is any Joe Blow laying on his deathbed saying, hey, well, you know what? And you found out that he was the bus driver, the local bus driver for 40 years. Like, it's confirmed who he is and what, and that he was a special agent. You understand what I'm saying? So it could be possible. There's not enough information for me to say, but I think it's possible. I mean, some
Oh,
people
definitely possible.
go
That's
through
what
life
I'm
and say
questioning.
why. I say why not? You know what I mean? So,
Oh, Smoke, I need to give a quick shout out for those that don't know. Maybe most of us do. I got to give
so
a shout out to all right, H. Jim Brown, another giant, another
Yes.
icon.
yeah, that was yes, facts. Jim Brown, rest in peace to Jim Brown, the legend. For real, this was a heavy week.
Job well done, sir. Salute. You know what I mean?
Activist left in the prime of his career to become you know what I
Yeah,
mean, social
yeah,
activist and
yeah.
and yeah, yeah, all time great, all time legend.
Mhm.
Rest in peace to that man, for real, Jim Brown. Okay, next, moving on. I don't know if everybody's ready for this. This is gonna be crazy. Let me see. I should have already had it on cue, but I'm slow with it, so we just gonna take our time with this shit. Damn, I can't even bring this one up because this was on the gram and the gram is shut down right now. But check this out, right? We'll just do some audio on this shit, right? Remember the whole talk about, and this will kind of be like on the conspiracy end, right? Since we on the conspiracy shit right now, let's talk about it, right? The potential, the mark of the beast for those that are in biblical, that are religious, and all that other good shit. The mark of the beast, where in the future, in times of revelation, where there'll be no paper money and all of this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Well,
Right.
guess what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Those times are upon us right fucking now. So as we see the next move from Sleepy Joe, shout out to all y'all that voted for Joe Biden, the Biden administration, has furthered the next plan of global domination. Goes under several different titles. But what we're doing right now is, it seems like allegedly, coincidentally, all these banks are starting to collapse. And you know what happens when you get collapsing financial institutions, just like when you get collapsing anything, someone else will come in and buy it. So you have the big fish that buy the smaller banks and they merge and merge and merge until you have one big bank, which that'll happen maybe down the line. Give it another 10 years, there'll just be one bank, which is part of the one world system and the one world order that has been, I guess, prophesized or and all that other good ish. But it's actually coming to fruition. The next phase, paper money being phased out. So now we have a big push now. Okay, allegedly and this is allegedly, the Biden administration is signed into play that coming up within the next, I believe within the next 2 months, they're going to put like restrictions on over $1,000 cash transactions, as far as if you're purchasing in stores and things of that nature. They want everything to
What?
be digitized. They want everything to be digitized over a certain amount. Like it has to be a
Wow.
check, it has to be a debit, it has to come off of a card. Okay. So basically, now, say for example, in Madison Square Garden or Yankee Stadium, you go to buy a beer, they're gonna tell you, nah, man, we don't take cash anymore. And what they now have is what we call a reverse ATM. Okay. It's called the reverse ATM. All right. So what that reverse ATM is now you take your money and you put your money into the machine. Okay. And the machine is going to give you a card. Okay. And the card is going to be like a Visa or MasterCard debit card that you would buy, say, in your local pharmacy, or as a gift card that you would buy someone for a Christmas or a birthday present. That's what will come out of this machine for a small fee. Okay. And then you have to take that card and purchase your beer, your popcorn, pretzel, whatever. You understand? So the
Mhm.
reverse ATM has been introduced. Okay. So I guess give it a year or two. The reverse ATM will be in most major sporting arenas and most major venues, possibly subway stations, things of that nature. Like, anywhere where cash was accepted, they'll have an ATM and then they'll have a reverse ATM. So
What's
sooner
the
or later, after
benefit
they
of
eliminate the paper money, what they'll be able to do is every transaction you make will be able to be traced. Okay, so what they're trying to do is slowly eliminate the paper money, take the paper money away. What were you saying, Simone? Go for it. I'll get
I was
back
going
on
to
it.
ask, what's the benefit of the reverse ATM?
The benefit of the reverse ATM is to have you programmed that you're only going to be able to use credit cards and debit cards moving forward in the very near future. So we're desensitizing you to the idea that, hey, man, we're going to be turning in all the paper money. Okay, that's the purpose. Does that make sense?
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, that's kind of the concept. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, when I say does that make sense, I don't want to try to seem like I know it all and shit. I'm just saying, because tell me if it doesn't make sense and shit. Like, tell me like that don't make no sense. When I say
I want
does
to
it
hear
make
the
sense, I want somebody to like
rest.
say the opposite. Like, nah, nigga, you wrong. Like, so
I mean,
that's what I
I
always feel.
didn't know
Yeah.
about the reverse ATM, but I have my theories upon this because this whole thing
Talk to
is
us.
like
What you got?
new.
What's up?
So,
Tell us what
This
you got.
um,
is
What's your theory
go
on
ahead.
this
it?
is they're going to give you gift cards for your own money.
It's your own money. Yes, yes. It's gonna be the
When
amount. Like
you
if you
go
buy a gift
to
card, they only charge you like if you put in $100, they may charge you $1 or something. And then you can
yeah,
use it in the place and you can use it anywhere else in the supermarket because it's gonna be Visa or MasterCard. It's gonna be
when you go to
somewhere
Dave and
where you can
Buster's,
use it
or when you go
anywhere,
to
not just at the
Chili's,
place.
when you go to
But no, I
arcade,
mean, like, okay,
so when
so
you go to Chuck E. Cheese and shit, when you get them little cards, the kids get the cards and they go run around all crazy.
yes,
That's exactly what they're doing with our own money.
and I'm going to the bank. I'm going to the bank to
Mhm.
withdraw $100. How do
Of
they
your
know?
own money, and they're going to put it on the card. You can only
Why,
use that $100.
how do they know it's Chuck E. Cheese? Do I
No,
pick?
no, no, no. That's the example I'm using. If you ever take kids to
No,
like Dave and
No,
Buster's,
I
for
know it's
yeah,
example, but like, how do they know which one I'm using, or is it just a Visa card? Like,
because you got to put
okay.
in your own
It's
information to get your own money out. Is what it sounds like.
okay, got it.
right. Let me explain it. Let me explain it.
Right.
Let me eliminate the guesswork. Okay. Let me exactly explain how this because that's just I saw it. So let me explain exactly how this shit works. I didn't see the live, but I saw the on video on it. It was on Instagram, so I wanted to bring it up, but it's unavailable right now. Basically, in the beginning stages, because you have to understand the end game is never accomplished in the very beginning. Okay.
Mhm.
Facts.
You don't jump from fucking square A to square Z. It doesn't work like that. In the square A, we introduce something to you and let it roll out. Let people get accustomed to using it over time. And then eventually we get to square Z. So square A is for all the people that don't have, say, a bank account,
Mhm.
okay, who don't have credit cards or a debit card, okay. Those people may say, damn, all I got is cash. I don't have a bank card. So to eliminate that immediate pressure, we'll just say, hey man, turn your cash in and just get $100 card or a $500 card or whatever amount card. Okay.
Mhm.
So what
Mhm.
that does is that it's like training a baby. So that slowly breaks the baby into, ooh, wow, we're gonna start having to use the card sooner or later. So you better get fucking used to it. Okay. So we'll give you an X amount of year period where, hey man, we're gonna do this with a card that you can use anywhere. So we're not gonna we're not gonna track your transactions through a gift card, obviously, or through a card that comes out of a fucking what's his name? Because you're not using your ATM card to buy a gift card. No, this is for people with cash that are
Right.
not using debit or credit cards. Okay. So
Okay.
you're just getting a card, like a gift card that you buy in a what's the name store. But this is the beginning stage of it. So in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, what's going to roll out next? And it's since they're accelerating the process because you lose 4 years with Donald Trump in office. So now they're so things are getting accelerated now. Okay, because they're a little bit behind in schedule. So now this is what happens now. So now in a year or two, they'll say, hey man, if you have a job, you have to have a bank account because your money is going to have to be put in direct deposit your
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
employers.
Yeah.
So you have to work on the books and you have to have that money go through the government first. Before you
Right.
see it, it has to go through the banking institution first, and then we'll make it available to you. Then you use your debit card. Then we know exactly what you buy. Does that make sense? So you go
Yep.
step by step. First, you desensitize people, then you make them fall into the suit, okay? And then, you're walking down the alphabet step by step by step. That's how these things come into play. Okay. No spoiler alert. You guys got to people, I'm not talking to you guys right here, but you guys got to figure these things out. Like you're grown now. Figure these things out. Look at what's going on around you and understand what's happening. Process these things. Okay. So that's what's happening. Um, so basically, sooner or later, everything that you do as far as making purchases is going to be going into a central database. So if you've ever seen that movie, for example, Minority Report, it's an
Mm-hmm.
algorithm, just like you have an algorithm on your phone, on your YouTube, you have an algorithm on that's developed. For example, if you have your cell phone by your side and you're talking to somebody in a car and you're like, oh man, I have a flat tire. And you go to your phone again and you start surfing and you go browsing that same day, tires are going to come up because the cell phone is constantly recording and
That
listening
is.
to what you're saying. Okay. So for those that don't know, this is how it happens. It's not magic. It's listening and it's recording and it's developing what we call an algorithm on you and what you do and what your life is. And it's connected to a file. So basically, like in the movie Minority Report, we'll be able to predict that, hey, every Friday this person goes to the supermarket, buys the same thing: waffles, eggs, 1 gallon of milk, Slim Jims, and a pack of Oreos every
And every
Friday.
store
Now
is
we know
already.
where you're going to be next Friday, and we know what you're going to buy, or we have an idea. And then we know what to advertise, and we know what to advertise to you. You understand? That's how that works. For those
Yes.
that don't know, okay. So I'm just giving y'all some free game. All right. I've been waiting since 1992 to lay this shit out for people so that they could understand. Okay, I read this in 92. So I've been waiting for a while. Like maybe I didn't think I would see this in my lifetime. I told to my friend years back, I said, you think we'll see the paper money go? I said, maybe if we live till about 80. Shoot. But are you kidding me? A few years later, this shit is right here. They just rolled it out fast, man. And nobody's even paying attention. No one even sees this. Who sees this?
Poor people, because poor people
Nobody.
is the ones that keep money. So poor people are the ones that's like, okay, damn, why I can't get my hands on my bills? Like especially when you pay, like going to the store to actually go to the store and pay your cable bill or your phone bill.
Yes,
They're like, yo, we
yes,
don't carry money in the store. Like they don't. It's so weird to see
yes. I get it.
go to the gas and electric company and pay the bill now. They don't even want that no more. Check
Yeah,
cash and
I want you to pay over the phone.
right.
Yes.
Like They don't. So yeah, only poor people. Because poor people, we live off our raw dollars, right? So we want to cash our check. We want our money in our hand. We keep our money in under the mattress or wherever you keep it, and then we take it and we pay those bills from there. We don't want those extra fees from banking and stuff like that, because all that is extra dollars from our pocket that we feel that they shouldn't be taking. So yes, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, we definitely gonna eat those extra fees too, because $1.50, $1.99 here and there, that shit adds up every month. And imagine yearly. So we're gonna incur those fees, and we're gonna come to a point, like it or not, when point Z of the agenda comes into play. You know what happens?
Brandon Rick was good.
Listen. You know what happens? Listen, man. That shit under your funky ass, pissy ass mattress, that shit is dead now. Either turn all of the fucking paper money in by X date, New Year day by X amount date, or that shit is obsolete. Paper money will have no value well, that's the ultimate goal. And whether you like it or not, they're gonna work towards it. Whether you like it or not. That's the future. Like in the Jetsons, did they have paper money and shit? No.
Star Trek, no.
That's
Star
old
Wars,
shit, bro. Paper
I
news.
heard
You
a
see,
rumor
the kids were going to
that in
school, they had the
China
TV, and
they
the
don't
teacher
have
was
money.
right there. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I said, I'm sorry. I was like, I heard a rumor like a couple years ago that China hasn't had paper money in almost a decade.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never been there. But I
we're
can
catching
believe it.
up. China, Japan, Switzerland,
Yeah.
I think the Netherlands, they have all been
Mm-hmm.
e-currency.
Digital. Yeah, they've been digital for a while. But you know what? All the places that said fuck America, like you're right. And those are all the people that are destroying our dollar, but that's another conversation too. But ultimately, yeah. So they're catching up. Randall Rick reviews in the building. What's good? How you doing?
Brandon
Salute
Rick,
my
dude,
brother.
what's going on, bro?
Just doing a little quick conspiracy rundown. I didn't mean to turn that into a filibuster, but I just had to lay some information out for those that are sleeping. Just wake y'all up. Let y'all know what we moving towards. You heard?
Well, these kids too, they don't know about cash, right?
They
Like
don't. They don't know how to make change.
Yeah, because what happens is, they phase that shit out because, so it dies out with a few generations. Like I said, I didn't think I'd see the end of it before I died. I didn't think I'd see this in my lifetime. And it's just like a power move. So
Right.
these are the beginning stages of the power move.
Yep.
Remember, direct deposit started in the fucking 80s. Research it. I mean, we were kids back then. We weren't working for a
Right.
paycheck like that,
And now
really.
you gotta have
Direct deposit.
Yes.
There will
Yes.
come to a point where you have to. Maybe a few people, maybe a few employers will still give you a live check here and there, but they're gonna phase that out sooner or later. At some point, you're gonna have to have some kind of bank account because they want your money to go through a system first. You know what I'm saying? Like go right back into a banking system, and then
Well,
you can have access to it.
to
Go
add
ahead.
to that, another reason why they do it that way, and this is something else, is because of terrorism. Because if you carry cash, you can make cash payments, okay. But if you have a bank account, then you have some kind of
What about
tracking.
cyber terrorism?
You know what I'm saying?
You feel your own. No, there's no way. No. People, your money can be physically taken from you, or your fucking bank account can be frozen, or your bank account can be wiped the fuck out by hackers. So there's no such thing as security. Actually, it's harder for somebody to run up on me and take mine than for some fucking geek sitting overseas in their mom's basement and hacks into my shit and steals all my money. It's harder for you to run up and take mine, nigga. You smell me? So I feel more secure with the paper. Fuck terrorism. I'm talking about, because I'm talking about on the scale of like us. I don't mean, I'm not this thing in what you say, but like, you know what I mean? Like it can disappear regardless. Like somebody could take it physically with the gun, or
I think you
can
misunderstood what I was trying to say.
Yeah, tell me, clear me up because I'm lost.
The fact of what I was trying to say was the reason why they forcing people to have direct deposits is because it's tracking for you as a person. So we get rid of the paper money, and we, like you said, not a lot of people don't have, a lot of people still don't have direct deposits or those kind of things. But if they force you to have a bank account, you have to be a citizen or
on the books.
You have to be registered in some form or fashion. Versus you can't just make a cash payment and then buy a car on cash and nobody's able to trace you. So I'm not trying. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that was just another element of it.
Nah, they want every dollar. Yep, you're right though, because remember tax. Because remember everything that they want all the transactions to be recorded and taxed as well. Because remember,
Yes.
taxation comes into the play also. They don't want anything going on without getting a penny off of that shit.
Now,
You see
let
what
me
I'm
throw this
saying?
in there, Ace, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
They track every dollar they create.
Yeah. You take it
Now,
to as a
Well,
number.
facts. Look at
tracking,
them. Look at them.
yeah,
Look at
the tracking and the transactions of any and every dollar. I actually watched a video on this about 3 years ago. Any and every American dollar that you spend anywhere on the globe, they can tax it. Even if it's somewhere that doesn't do American taxes, they can tax what you spent. So they're tracking every dollar that they create. One of the problems we had with the economic collapse, if you will, and they spoke on this, they couldn't even track where half of their money was going. So now that everything is being digitized, all transactions are being monitored. They're going to see where all their dollars are going, regardless of how you spend it or what you're spending it on. They are following their own money. They can't keep track of
Yeah.
the dollars they got. And you also got to remember when the counterfeiters was out there, they were throwing the count off of the dollars that was made. So
Yep.
everything was all messed up. This is all a big catch-up game to what they've made. Then they got to reconstitute, reevaluate it, reestablish it, and then remonitor it.
And I
Seriously.
think more so, they're not really. I think it works both ways.
Mhm.
They're monitoring their money, but I think it's more important that they're monitoring you, sir.
I feel you, but I know they're tracking their dollars. I wish I gotta find that. I really gotta
That
find
is
that
a
video.
good point.
I don't save a lot of the links for the stuff that I read, but when they said they can track your dollar any and everywhere on the globe, that's one of the things that killed the cryptocurrency market. People in crypto thought the money wasn't going to be taxed at all. We thought we were going to make it, and we had to pay no tax. We had to
I mean, yeah.
we were going to get all the way out of the centralized banking. And
Yeah.
what happened was they was like, nope. That's why the SEC case is taking so damn long. They trying to make sure they don't lose. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They trying to make sure they don't lose shit.
They getting all those people who made money from all
And
the
that money's
Cash
sitting
out.
there.
last five years.
Yeah.
And
They
now
sit, that money's sitting there. They can't even get it. I got a couple $1,000s that I can't get my hands on because of that damn case. Once the SEC case goes through, and I'm gonna say it like that on purpose, that's what's holding everybody up on all of these economic fronts. People can't wait for that case to be over because the cryptocurrency market is going to skyrocket, and so will the economy globally.
Yeah.
Globally, I almost want to guarantee it.
I'm
I
afraid
think,
of
I
that.
think when people get their money, I think I would do this for those folks that are waiting to get crypto money. I think I would use my head and not go out like an idiot and spend the money and fuel the fucking economy. You better tuck that shit somewhere because hard times are coming.
Oof.
Just giving you guys a spoiler alert. Don't go and buy a new fucking car with your crypto money after you pay the taxes on that shit. Because you know what? If you get caught sleeping, you don't want to get caught. When the next pandemic come, you don't want to get caught behind an $800 car payment in a new Range Rover, nigga. I'm just saying. Niggas better act shit. Stop trying to impress the niggas that ain't got nothing, man. What you got for me, Random Rick? Let's see. Yeah, you might as well give up not on being tracked. Yep, unless you go live with Bigfoot. You damn right. I'm gonna build me a cabin in the woods, go right off the grid. No, actually, I'm gonna do one of those, what's the name, container, the shipping container, the freight homes and shit.
You gonna live at the at
I'm
Port
gonna have a lab. I'm gonna definitely have a lab off the grid. I'm
You,
gonna definitely
you
have
gonna
a
live in
lab.
Jersey in Port Elizabeth and live in one of the shipping containers.
Right. Well, but no. The thing is, I'm gonna have the shipping container shipped somewhere onto my own property in solitude.
Got
You
it.
understand? You don't live with a bunch of niggers in a shipping container community.
It's just an apartment building.
That's just like the shipping container projects. I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna have my shipping containers double or triple, depending, taken to my own spot.
How you gonna eat?
You understand? What do you mean? How am I the same way I eat now?
You
Exactly,
got
Random
you
Rick.
if you buy your money, just Tony D just said your money's tracked. So once you buy
No,
the-
I don't care. I'm not trying to be untracked and all that shit. I
got
could go fishing and shit. What did you niggas do before you niggas got money and stuff?
I was
People
like, oh,
ate,
I thought
right?
you might live off
Before
the
they
land.
invented money, people ate, right? They went fishing.
You're gonna live off
You
the
know,
land, yeah.
They ate wild meat.
Naked and afraid.
The deer hunter. You know what I'm saying? Berries. I can grow my veggies in the back. Come on, man. There's many ways, man. Don't try to stick me in the matrix crazy. You know what I'm saying? It said, "Oh man, come on, Rick, smoke sneaking into McDonald's to use the Wi-Fi." Hey, come on, man. And Starbucks too. Give me
Wait,
an order
hold
of
on.
fries. All that
Brandon
matters.
Rick. I am so glad you said that because if we're remember I told you a long time ago I wanted us to do an episode on those trailer folks, right? The guys who like
Mhm.
they live in their campers.
I live in my van. Fuck it.
They trying to be off the grid. But dude, you still use the bathroom at Planet Fitness. You still using Wi-Fi. Like you off the grid, but I thought you're supposed to be living this whole like nomad lifestyle. And
It
you
is, but you still got it. You can't just disconnect. Steve Pena, what up? You can't disconnect totally. Like if you still
What up,
have these
Pena?
things, you don't
I'm
totally
not
not
saying.
use it. You know what it is? You don't totally not use it until you got to. But the shit is the groundwork is set up. But if you collected rainwater in a jug in your 55-gallon containers and it's half full and it's like shit, I ain't gotta, I want to fill this joint up. I ain't gonna waste it halfway when I can just shoot the Planet Fitness, work out and take a shower. Like, you gotta stock. Remember, you have to stock up.
They
The whole
can't.
concept is stocking up for when shit hits the fan, then you can lay low.
Got
But
it.
since shit is still good, you don't gotta totally lay low. You know what I'm saying? You still go to the movies and stuff. Hang out, go on a date and shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying just don't do nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that, man. I don't want to go too crazy. What else we got here? Okay, so let's see. This one was, oh man, this was a crazy story here. Let's see if I can get some footage on this one. Let's see. Sometimes maybe I could have a better transition from one story to another, but this is kind of crazy. This one was I don't know if you guys know about this one. This is the Bud Light controversy. Raging
Ooh.
right now due to the 25% drop in sales and counting. Okay.
It's two now, right? It's Bud Light and Michelob. Who's the
Now
other?
other guys are piling on to this shit now, and oh man, they
What did I miss?
should kind of let
We
me try to
started on.
find this. I think I pulled it. All right, Star Child. This is you want to give some background information while I pull this up, Roni, on this? How this all began.
Okay,
Let's start with the Bud Light commercial.
so apparently Bud Light has now decided to have a transgender spokesperson, and the community is in an uproar. And then Kid Rock is video recorded shooting Bud Lights. I don't know why he's dumb, but whatever. I guess that hurts.
Wait, what did Kid Rock? What was he doing?
Yo, he grabbed a whole bunch of cases and just bucked on.
He had all these Bud Lights, and like he's like, I shouldn't do that, right? Sorry, YouTube.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. Just verbally give us an idea.
And
so,
so
this is my message to you. And he just shot all the cans up and blasted them, cussed them out, and everything. It was
and so now he started this war against Bud Light because of the Dylan person, the transgender spokesperson, because the transgender spokesperson is on a can. So it's not like they're the face of it, they just have a can. And so of course, yes, like a lot of people are in an uproar because of this. And I guess he was the face of this war. And now a lot of people have decided to boycott Bud Light. And now the sales are down. You said 25%?
Yeah.
I thought it was more than that.
I think the sales are down in the stock and
drastically.
Like
yeah, they did go down bad.
And so I believe Michelob is the same.
Oh, really? They jumped in on it too? Uh-oh.
Let me get the name, because I don't even think they still make Michelob. So
they do.
So it gotta be Michelob or something. One of these other beer companies was in the same suit to show solidarity with Bud Light.
Okay, and they're getting shut down too.
He had a can,
and
then yes, so they're expecting the worst because they figured we're showing solidarity with Bud Light.
Okay, here's a quick clip of this. This was just an example. This was at a baseball game in I believe what was formerly known as Fenway Park. This is where Boston plays, I believe. Let's share this joint right here. Where we at here? Let's share. Sharing is caring. We're gonna go with the fair use right here. These gentlemen, they have an entertaining podcast. These two guys are brothers. They have very conservative American views. I'll try to remember the name of their channel. I guess it'll come up when I play it. But yeah, these guys are they're pretty entertaining. But they have a quick clip, so I'm not gonna get into their conversation. I just want to play the quick 2 second clip of seeing what the stands look like in the stadium and everything. So let's
Oh, these two motherfuckers. Oh my god.
yeah, these dudes are kind of
They crack me up.
Bud Light stand. And you see there's a lot of people out there, right? See?
Right.
Look at the Bud Light stand.
That's crazy as hell.
Look at the dude, he about to fall asleep. He's got cold beer.
All that damn ice cold beer. Ain't nobody buying it, man.
Fenway Park, Bud Light.
That is insane. I mean, I know people was boycotting, but there's nobody in Boston that's liberal.
I guess not. Okay, so salute to those
That was
brothers.
a good one.
Facts. That was factoroonie though, man. That was no cap. That was real right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a cell phone taken by somebody obviously in the stadium. And people like they'll wait behind 40 other folks before they go over there and get one of theirs. So they're sending a message actually, because when it comes to products, and I think at some point the American people are getting fed up. And I don't have any horse in the race. I don't drink Bud Light. I don't whatever. I don't discriminate against any folks, gender, transgender, whatever, gender identification, whatever. I still currently do identify as a 30-year-old rich white man.
You.
Here.
You want to
Now I'm becoming slightly portly. So I'm changing. I'm changing every week. So I'm a slightly portly 30-year-old rich white guy with long hair.
Dad bods
Right.
in the house.
There you go, in the building.
I like
Well,
that.
not exactly. This is like an undad bod. So it's just like poor maintenance kind of look.
No.
Kind of like the guy on the what cartoon is that? He wears the backwards baseball hat. He's kind of young. The red backwards baseball hat. It's one of those goofy cartoons that comes on. Maybe a Family Guy or one of them shits. But whatever. But a rich version of him, like, still doesn't care. Whatever. Anyway, though, let's proceed. Anyway, so basically, I don't have a dog in the race, but apparently people are tired of an agenda being pushed as a whole. So this may be the beginning of the revolt, where people are saying, listen, man, do what you do your thing, but don't force this on me, man. So, this is the American people, the average Bud Light drinker who identifies probably as a 30-year-old white male or over or under, or Kid Rock's. How old is Kid Rock? Like 50, 40, whatever.
50 something.
You gotta be around 50.
Yeah. So that Kid Rock age and younger, from 17 to Kid Rock age, everyone's offended, and we're not in your product, Mr. Bud Light. So what do you guys think about this? Is it true? Go woke and go broke? Are we seeing a lot of companies lose money trying to go along with this super liberal political agenda that we're seeing in our country? Like, for example, someone said, hey, man, this kind of stuff shouldn't be in our school system, right? They don't teach religion in school. Why should you teach that? Right? Which is a great point. Okay. Another point was, listen, China is in Japan, they're teaching their kids astrophysics, and they're teaching our kids how to twerk and make goofy videos on TikTok. That's what we're teaching our kids. So we're not only losing the race in our own communities, in our own cities, but we're losing the race worldwide to other countries as far as education wise. But that's another story also. But what do you think about go woke, go broke? Several major
first? Because then I know you guys are gonna have like sort of the same opinion, and I'm a little different with
Go
my
for it.
opinion.
Nah,
Okay.
opinions
So,
are like assholes. We all got
I
one. This is
feel
opinion radio.
like
Go for it. Mhm.
to have a representative of you on a can of beer, if you're feeling like you're pressured and now you just can't have beer no more, you can't drink Bud Light, then just do it. Because we as Black people know that feeling. We know that feeling of not being represented in anything and being told no. And then once we showed face one time, we were like they lost money. Companies lost money because they supported us. So I mean, you don't want the beer because you feel like this person is on the beer can. It needs to happen. It needs to happen because why shouldn't every person be represented in some form of fashion and stuff that we buy every day? I'm giving you my money. That I remember, and Star Child, maybe you can back me up on this. I remember back in the days when I couldn't get my nails done because they didn't do black people. Okay. And
Really?
so what we do
Yeah.
was
What was
we
this
went
back in the 40s and shit?
No,
It was
no,
no, this is like
no.
the 80s, 90s. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Ready. What the fuck was this?
it was
You
a
live in a
big
slave
deal, and
ship?
we had to fight just to get. So it's like, why? Why do we? I
Wait,
mean, look,
wait, you have to wait, whoa. I'm sorry. Oh man. Go ahead, finish, and I'll ask you on the back end. Go ahead. I'm sorry. 'Cause
Yeah, because I'm gonna back you up, Ronnie, with your opinion because
I'm
I
all
feel
fucked up.
similar.
I just feel like, okay, if you don't want to drink the beer because they have it, that's fine. That I mean, if Bud Light is going to lose money behind this, that is fine. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sorry, Bud Light. Maybe you had your run, and you're not the top beer anymore. So what we supposed to be drinking now? Conservative beer? What does it have to have a MAGA flag on the beer or whatever? Why? So if we
It's
get
not
that
what it
beer,
doesn't. It's not what it doesn't. It's not what it has to have. You understand what I'm saying? It's what it's always been. Like nobody had a problem until something extra was done to it. It was just a beer before. But when you put somebody that represents a political standpoint or a political stance, that means that you are having that person endorse your product. For example, John Morant, the young NBA star that keeps showing guns on Instagram like a fucking idiot. So now Nike says, "Hey man, this is the second time you did that dumb shit. So now we're gonna take your sneaker off the shelf." And it's the same concept because by having that person endorse your product, you understand what I'm saying? You're
I
using
do.
the fan base of that person to endorse your product. So that
That
person is a representative
person,
of your company when you do that. So some
that
people that don't agree with people using guns and gun violence, they're gonna say, "Hey man, I'm not rocking with Nike because you have guys that are glorifying gun violence that are endorsing your products." So I understand how that works. Same thing with the NBA. He's an employee of the company as a whole of organization. So they say, "Hey man, they suspended you again. Hey man, you can't do this." So sometimes when you're somebody and you sign an endorsement deal, that the customer or the consumer looks as a certain way. You understand?
I
Like they
do.
had Biggie Smalls on the Budweiser cans a couple months ago because I seen the shit in the store. Notorious B.I.G. was on them fucking beer cans. I shit you not. I shit you not. I was like, really? Are you serious? So you understand what I'm saying? So if people hated Notorious B.I.G., which they don't,
They're
people
not gonna buy it.
he's a loved entertainer, they would say, "Hey man, we're not buying this shit. We don't
We're
like
gonna
this rap
boycott it.
shit. We don't like that guy." You
Right.
understand? So people have every right to say, "Hey man, these are the people that you want representing your company." That I don't rock like that, so I'm not with it.
That's the
So
whole
people
point.
have
I
every
think
right. It's
you
called
made an
buying
absolute
power.
point.
That gives the consumer gets their power back. You understand? Just like when people talk crazy about black folks, we so stupid we don't take our money away from them. You understand? We still got to be divided. Like, nah, man, I'ma still rock with them because they ain't say me. You understand? You vote with your wallet and your feet. That's how you vote.
That's a hell of
Okay.
an aspect. I think you need a round of applause for that for yourself. Vote with
Oh,
your
okay.
wallet
There
and
you
your
go.
feet.
God damn it.
I'm gonna give you that
I'm just
one.
saying.
That was
'Cause we
pretty
be
solid. You know
slipping.
me up in here
That
cutting the
was
food. That was pretty
that
motherfucking
We
was solid
solid. I
slipping.
like
too.
that shit.
We
That
be
was dope.
slipping though. You know what
That
I'm
was dope.
saying?
I
You know,
want to jump in on the
go for it,
sponsorship.
man.
What you said about the hip hoppers and people don't like it, they won't spend their money on it. That's true. They wouldn't buy the music if they didn't like it. They didn't support a lot of the labels if they didn't do it. They wouldn't watch TV shows they were supporting. So the thing with this guy, and I actually talked about this with Glick on Nonsensical Nonsense, that dude does some creepy videos. He's talking to kids as a transgender, and it's kind of inviting to the children. That's the aspect that I saw as a parent. And I was like, no, I can't
Weird.
rock with it. I don't drink Bud Light like that anyway. And I don't know if the money that they're losing is going to be detrimental enough to the business, even though the stock dropped. They deal with stock drops all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They deal with declines and sometimes pauses in purchases and profits all the time. I dare say this. That woke community, this woke movement is working more than we're ever going to be stopping it. I use the NFL situation as an example. We was all boycotted because of the Colin Kaepernick situation. NFL didn't miss a beat. They didn't miss one damn beat. All of us that were protesting, talking, posting, sharing, subscribing, doing everything we could, they still had full stands. I don't know what we're going to have to do to make the change that we want to make, but a lot of these movements that's out there that we're protesting, they are still winning. Bud Light, I'm not a Bud Light drinker. I'll go ahead and throw it out there. Anybody who drinks light beer ain't really spending no money because the money in liquor is built on alcohol sales, not beer, which is mainly water, and less than 5%. You're drinking light beer. It ain't even got enough of the alcohol content. So
You're drinking liquid bread. It's just water and yeast.
I like Bud Light.
Well, let me throw it out there like this. When you go to a bar, do they make their business off beer or do they make their business off liquor? Because I've known bars who can't stay open, even though they had a bunch of beer drinkers, they didn't have enough liquor drinkers because them big bottles cost more money and their shops are where the profits at. So I ain't even sweating, but like y'all go through this if y'all want to. When y'all start going after what's the shit Jay-Z told everybody to start drinking?
Cristal.
Then you start getting something.
Thank you. That's
I'm gonna
true.
go ahead and say it like that on purpose because
that shit played out anyway. Ain't nobody drinking that shit.
Yo, I
Played
had
out
Cristal about 12 years ago. That's some good shit.
Licorice.
I was kind of mad.
Okay,
this is all right.
Trash,
But we
trash.
gotta. I don't like a lot of what's going on with the transgender movement, the LGBT, and I ain't got nothing against y'all, but the biggest stereotype against you all as a community, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, a lot of stuff that's happening against kids comes from people who are correlated or at least aligned with or have some of the characteristics of your community. The same way y'all characterize black folks being thugs based on what y'all see in rap music. Let's just keep it real. I've actually talked to somebody who was a transgender a couple of years ago, or they were just gay and bisexual, and they said, no, we don't all get down like that. I said, this is what you all need to do. You want to gain some credibility? All of y'all need to make sure you all are against child trafficking. You all are against anything as far as influencing kids. Because when you all are influencing kids, that's a threat to those of us who are parents. I'm not just talking about black, white, rich, broke, heterosexual. I'm talking about parents. And let's be clear, some of you same-sex, cross-sex, multiple-sex relationship couples want to have children. Do you want your child to be influenced like this?
I also want to add on real quick that there was a transgender person that also jumped on the panel and said, listen, the other person was absolutely right. There's no place for this in school. That's for adults. That's an adult decision. There's no place. This is no place for children. And this was a transgender that said,
you talking about Flame Monroe?
I gotta, this was somebody that said, I gotta draw the line. I'm transgender, but I gotta draw the line with this shit. There's no place in school for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When transgenders keep it real, volume 1. Go ahead. Somebody.
Okay.
You'll put that in there. Fuck it.
So there's a lot to unpack here, but I will jump on the train of T-Roni. First of all, it's the selective outrage and the audacity of it all for me. Okay?
Yeah.
How dare you pinpoint and decide selectively what you want? Bud Light is ran by a bunch of white, colonizing ass, pedophile, racist, raping ass white men. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Apparently it was a female that made the decision. When I read the story, it was a female.
Okay.
They both actually were put on.
So how dare you decide all of a sudden?
That's Starchild's point.
Yeah, it's kind of weird
To get outraged by this, okay? A lot of them are down lows. They the same one fucking the chicks with dicks. Are you kidding me?
The people that were outraged were the customers, not the people that work in Bud Light. They thought it would fly.
I'm just saying. Even the people who buy the beer, they're the worst ones. Okay, heterosexual people. Let's sit with the selective outrage. So did we come up with this outrage when we started finding out that these teachers, male and female, mainly white, was fucking our kids?
Well, shit. Where are you gonna bring them to? You can't afford private school.
No, these are heterosexual. These were heterosexual people. We didn't call them monsters and predators and shit.
We let it go on for
No, they
years
still
before
are.
we did
That still
anything
definitely
about
goes
it.
under
But
the
I'm just
same
saying, where was the
umbrella.
outrage then?
And when we do
Where
something
is the
about it, we'll
outrage
go
then?
woke.
Where is the outrage? You know, Disney lost money when they made Halle Bailey the Black Mermaid. First of all, mermaids technically is a fucking cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here.
Really? Well, you got to realize. Well, I
Okay,
mean,
wait a minute,
just for the
hold
record.
and then
Go ahead.
you want to
Go
talk
ahead.
about the LGBT community? I'm gonna do the selective outrage for them too. The problem that I have with specifically transgender people, specifically transgender women, because transgender men I found in my own personal experience, opinion ahead, are a little bit more transparent. But transgender women are liars. You don't get to trick a motherfucker. It's the same way as if you don't tell me you married. You got to tell somebody you have a penis, and you wonder why. But they live behind smoke and mirrors. A lot of them live behind smoke and mirrors and want to play both sides of the fence. You can't do it. If you're not willing to stand on your platform, since you spend all this time transforming yourself, magician, then transform yourself and tell the motherfucking truth. My name is Michelle, but I was born a Michael. When you
Tell
meet
that
a
to Bam Bam.
when you meet a
My
man
bad.
in public, just like the first thing they ask you is, "Are you single?" I got a dick, straight up, straight the fuck up. But they
Listen,
can't do that. And when you
transparency is
and
the
when you
way.
and when you put it to them like that, then they get offended. Well, how can you be offended at what you are? This is who you say you are. You're transgender. You transformed into something.
Yeah, but they tell
You're
you
a human transformer.
they
Own
tell you
that
that's their
shit.
dead life. That's their old life. So
But you don't get to force it on people. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially men. And then you wonder, and you want to deal with heterosexual men, lady. Excuse me, Miss Ma'am, Sir Ma'am, Miss Mamas, whoever you are, Uncle, Auntie. Let me tell you what. Heterosexual men are violent with heterosexual women on occasion. You think they're not gonna be violent with you when you's a nigga?
The
Okay.
twos of views.
You pull that joint out. Pull that joint out on the
I'm
surprise
just,
move on
but
somebody
am I
if you
wrong
want.
though? They are violent. They can be
Imagine it
violent
gets
with
grizzly.
cis women. So you think they're not gonna be violent with a transgender woman? Oh my God. They're tender dick fucking with us. They tender dicks fucking with regular chicks. You think they not gonna act up for real? Oh,
Listen,
baby girl.
at your own risk, man. People have to,
You know
but
what
like
I'm
you
saying?
say, transparency means
I
everything
don't like
because
the smoke and mirrors when it comes to transgender women. Just say what it
yeah,
is. When a man asks you, "Are you single?" When a man asks you what you got going on, tell him I got a dick. Are you ready for that? Tell him. And if you can't say it chin up, chest out, then you have more problems than just being transgender. For real.
because I've definitely seen on the internet a few articles on the YouTube like when I start dating, how long should I wait till I tell the
You
person
don't
like
wait.
you
You tell them
shouldn't
up
yeah,
front.
you shouldn't have already been dating. What the fuck you mean how
You
long should
tell them
I
up
wait?
front. Well, the same way
Word.
a
That
woman
was
has to
kind of
tell a
weird.
dude, I'm a single mom. I got 4 kids. I got an ex-husband, a crazy baby daddy, and a nigga in jail. You understand?
still wrong for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely crazy. Like how long should you wait? Well, you shouldn't be
You
dating.
shouldn't have to wait.
You
If
should
you
have
can't be
let them know
transparent
already.
about who you are, then it's a much bigger problem than just you wanting to transform your
Yeah, be
gender.
proud
You know what I'm
about that
saying?
shit. Wear it, right? You want it, wear it, right?
Chin up, chest out, motherfucker.
Straight up. There you go, did. Shit. And on that note, we're gonna move on to the next. Anybody else on that before we move on to the next one?
No,
All
let's
right,
go to the next one because
all
yeah,
right. Here we
I
go.
can go on that one for a long time. But
I was just
Keep
talking
it,
about them,
keep
but
it
Kim,
real.
you're absolutely right. A lot of people can't be transparent. But I'm
hey,
saying,
Kimmy
but if we have
Kelly.
to, hey, Kimi Kali, they
What's good,
said
Kimmy?
so. But if we have to,
Kimmy.
but if we're trained as heterosexual people to be that transparent, even though some of us do lie, then they should be held to the same motherfucking standard. Straight up.
Okay, I just actually wanted to piggyback
Go ahead,
on what you were
go
saying
ahead.
about the
Take your time.
selective. What did you say? It was selective what?
It was it's a selective audacity and outrage for me.
Selective outrage because this is
And
what
audacity.
so we can't break walls without things changing. It has to change, and it's going to be odd, and you're going to lose money, and things are going to be different because we're so used to the norm. So if we break the rule one time, oh, this is terrible. Guess what? You got to break the rule, because if you don't, you're not going to have change. We're going to be, if some slave didn't run away to freedom, then we wouldn't have an underground railroad. Okay,
you're absolutely right. If some slave didn't read a book,
going to go against the norm. Somebody has to take it and take the L. Just take the L, because that's what happened when slaves ran away. Some of them died. A lot of them died. But guess what? A lot of them live. You got to take the L. If you don't stand up for change, and you don't be afraid to stand for change, then nothing's going to change. And just like you said, Bud Light, rich white men, one woman came in, made a change, and now it's outrage because the norm
what the fuck
is to approach it in this way. And so now we're mad because it's one change. How many changes? I'm sorry. Regardless of how many cans and whatever you put on a Bud Light gonna still taste the same. I've been drinking probably Bud Light for a long time, which I shouldn't because it's my belly. But
that's what she said.
But I'm just saying, it's like, what you picked this hill to die on?
Look, man, listen. Somebody, listen, man. You gotta put respect on it. If hey, man, you gotta respect that, man. Because put it like this, right? For example, certain groups, right, that we won't say, get to if you even say their name, you get in trouble, right? So, I mean, for me, you know how I look at it? Let's just stay out of white folks' business, okay? Let them do their thing, man. Let's move on to the next thing.
You are absolutely right.
Let them niggas
You are absolutely
right. Them kids stay out of hours. That's why we back in there trying to find out how the hell they found that out shit.
They always,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's real.
That no.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the game. If I could give another shout, gonna move on to the next game. Real quick. This week we had interesting. Let's talk about my favorite sister. She's caught a little bit of headwaves in the social media circuit this week. Miss Oprah Winfrey. Shout out to Oprah, man. I'm joking.
What she do now?
The Miss Oprah seems like apparently this is titled Oprah's Big Fat Lie. Apparently she's coming clean about her illustrious career of trashing black men. She, made her a billionaire off the backs of black men and throwing niggas under the bus. But finally, she admit that she may have been put up to it and that she lied. Let's check this shit out.
Oh, that, yeah.
I think I know what this is. Let me see this. Yeah.
Let's see this. This is the Blizzard King, Uncle D. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Sperling. He's a black attorney. He hosts shows on a daily basis, pretty much. He's on YouTube. Check his channel out. One of my favorite creators. I listen to his joint from time to time when I have a chance. But let's check it out. I kind of went right to where the beef is. Let's check it out. Oh shit.
CDC, which says that of all the men in America, black men are the most involved fathers. I'll actually put the location up.
Which debunked many of the myths around large study.
Now, here's the thing. The fact that it's Oprah Winfrey saying it is telling. And the reason it's telling is because for years, Oprah Winfrey spent years, decades, basically bashing black men, vilifying us on television, vilifying us anywhere that we were. It was hard to live in our skin as black men because you had this woman who was allegedly or purportedly from our community saying these horrible things about us. So for Oprah Winfrey to say this, even though it wasn't said in front of a massive crowd, and you guys got to understand, Oprah was big back in the day, man. Oprah was huge. You know, Oprah was like the Michael Jackson of daytime television. She was, if it came out of, she was YouTube. If she said it, people listen. You know, so for her to say this, it's telling. Y'all check this out.
Disease control, which debunked many of the myths around. March study from the Center for Disease Control, which debunked many of the myths surrounding Black fathers. It found that the majority of Black fathers live with their children. Black fathers are more likely to help their children with their homework, prepare meals, bathe and dress their children compared to fathers of other races. So the absent or deadbeat Black father myth that many in America believe is really more like a lie. March study from the
A lie, just a straight up lie. And that's what we want to talk about. She's talking about the CDC report that came out in 2015. Shout out to my man Cerebral Inquiry, JM Ken Barracuda. They're trying to convince us to stay with truth.
All righty then. I just wanted to thank you for that donation, Uncle D, to the show. Let's start with a Black father first. Tony D, what you got? How you feeling about this, man? Brother's been under the bus for a long time.
First and foremost, it's about damn time. It's about motherfucking time.
Salute to the father.
I'm gonna say it as a father. I'm gonna say it as a father who's been on child support. I'm gonna say it as a divorced man. I'm gonna say it as somebody who had to live out of state and travel to get in town on top of child support. I'm gonna say it's about motherfucking time. Yeah, I said that. He was like a cross between Tyler Perry and Eric Dyson. That's exactly what the hell he looked like. Yeah, I'm on his head. But you know what? Oprah had been stereotyped against us for a minute. She read that. I saw that. I think it was last week. I actually did see that clip when she said that. It's about, I think it was about a minute long when she was breaking everything down, all the stats and everything. I want to thank her for that. But I think a lot of people need to go ahead and fucking acknowledge it because I'm tired.
Damage is done already, bro.
Always getting shit on. The only Black father that we ever had that was real positive, who was a single Black father on television, from what I remember, was Sinbad ass. And they took that show off the air, even though he was doing it.
Yeah, they didn't even let that shine. They was like, oh, no, you don't. It's time
People don't catch a lot of the messages that's coming out there about single fathers subliminally. I will use the movie Armageddon. Bruce Willis was a single father. We got to look at all this.
Let's stick with the Black, though. Let's stick with the Black, bro.
We'll stick with the Black, but I want to throw it down for the fathers entirely because I know some cats catching it. I can't help it. I know too many cats catching it, trying to do the right thing. We're not only paying child support, we got to maintain our own bills, pay extra for the child, and then we got to provide a way to get to the child and back, because if we don't do that, they put more on top of us, so we have less, and then they can't come see the child because we don't live in proper conditions. All that shit gets on my nerves. This is why I don't give single mothers no crap. Yes, you all get this, and a bunch of y'all struggling. No, you can't work because you need to be there for the child 24/7. I can respect it. When it becomes to a man, they think we full of shit. They think we soft. They got communities where single moms can live there with their kids. You don't see one for single fathers.
Men don't get shit.
We don't, and I've been seeing that.
You're not appreciated unless you're paying for shit for some fucking body.
We always got to come out. We always
American way.
We always got to take all the blows, all the brunts, all the criticism, all the shit, deal with less, and still be there. And they're still looking at us like, you should have done better. You should have did something else. Suppose we didn't do nothing wrong. She just decided to leave. You don't even want to hear nothing else. So I'm glad that this finally shown that we actually hear more than what they've been telling us. So stop fronting on us. Stop lying on us. We out here killing ourselves, and a bunch of us are fucking tired. Straight up. I'm done.
So really, thanks a lot, Oprah. Like, my shit is like, you made $1 billion off of throwing us under the bus, and now all of a sudden you want to backpedal on it. The CDC, she never apologized for the rhetoric. She just was saying, well, the CDC says. She never said, you know, in her mind, she may be like, and I don't believe those motherfuckers either. I don't believe what the CDC says, but they're forcing me to read this. I don't know, man. She did a lot of damage, man. Made a lot of money, but I could see how she became rich, because that was like one of the main agendas, one of the main movements at the country. Like, let's totally discredit brothers altogether. Let's you know, let's put them all the way under the bus. Make way for the independent women movement in the 90s. Now here we have it, the broken family where the Black man's under the bus. The independent woman is independent and saying, where's all the men at? So the game is messed up right now. So we got to thank Oprah for that. The people that paid her, the person that came up with a genius plan, good planning. Damn, I wish I was smarter than you. I would have stopped this. Would have gotten away with it too, if not for you pesky kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a throwback for those that don't know about that one. That was Scooby Doo. Get it? Anyway, yeah. So that's the game, man. So thanks, Oprah. What do you guys got to say? How do you feel about the legacy of Miss Oprah on television, putting brothers under the bus?
Go ahead, start.
Now her backpedaling on it all of this years later, after all the damage has been done generations later. What do you think? She may be on her deathbed admitting some shit like that now. Who knows? Go ahead.
I think that Oprah is probably at a place where she can look at her legacy and she can admit finally, because she's past the hubris and the ego and the prominence of it, because it's so far removed from where she is now, that she can actually make these apologies and do some hindsight is 2020. And also, she's probably had different experiences in her life with different kinds of people, some people that she knows, men around her, friends of hers like Tyler Perry, other men have probably made her change her view. Like Oprah's in her 60s now. We have to remember she was in her late 30s, early 40s during this time. She a totally, completely different person, and different mindset. She's probably gone through a few changes. We don't know what her life looks like. She's very private.
But remember, she has writers. This may not
But okay,
anything
but
that she did
I'm
on
just saying that.
television or say. Those may not even have been her opinions. Because
And
remember,
I was
they have
getting that. You
writers.
have to remember too. She had a cocaine habit. She was going through the whole weight loss issue. You understand? She might not have been in her right mind for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
But they still got to go with the script of the TV show and the narrative,
Okay, and
though.
I'm
'Cause,
just
you know,
I'm
you
just
don't
saying
freak
she
her
might
out
not
like
have been
that.
in a place to have as much control as we thought she did.
Yeah.
And also,
Oh no,
you
she
have to
didn't have any control. She's reading scripts. Go
you
ahead.
have to remember too, like people don't understand because you all don't live there. She went through a whole scandal during that time when she hit prominence when she first got with Stedman, because Stedman was married to a prominent news anchor in Chicago. So for her to be this short, fat, dark-skinned black chick come in and snatch this man away, it was a whole big ugly mess in the city. She was dealing with a lot of pressure from a lot of different places. So in this stage of her life, she can reflect and she can say sorry without saying she's sorry. And I don't think that people fully take into account her own skewed ideas of men because of the hurt and pain that had been visited upon her by men
Copy.
by men in her life, by her absent father, by the way she saw her mother live, by the abuse and molestation. You know what I'm saying? You have to take all of that into account for whatever rhetoric she was spitting out. If she was still traumatized then, and then she was just spitting out what suited her narrative and her mental too. It fit the pattern that she wanted it to fit. It just so happened to be profitable.
Right.
And she wasn't looking 10, 15, 20 years down the road, the damage she was causing. She was chasing a bag.
Yeah, you get money. Yeah, that's what it is. Because remember, it's
So
the
she
script.
wasn't even thinking about that. So now that she's in this space, she can look back and see that she's changed the dynamic. And I'm not necessarily mad at Oprah. I just really wish people like her would develop enough humility to just make an outright apology instead of hiding behind facts and figures.
Facts and figures. Well, like I
Take
say, man, I'm not mad
use
at
some
her
of
because
their
they paid her very well
yes,
to do
use some of
what
your
she did.
humanity. Use your
Man.
humanity and some of the things that you've learned. Just say, you know what, I fucked up.
Well, you sell your soul sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you sell because remember, if you want something so bad, and then the
Of course,
opportunity comes, but you have to sell your soul to do it. Some people will, some people won't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying she sold
it's a
her
classic
soul.
case of it's a biblical thing.
She may have
But it's a
believed
game.
the rhetoric that she was spitting. She could have personally, like you say, through her experiences or whatever, she could have fully been on board with this. Like, yep, you're damn right. They ain't
Of
shit.
course. Of
So
course.
that plays a part in it. So you can go along with that.
She
That's how
was
you're
also
feeling. I
much
get it.
younger in a
You
different
can make the money.
And remember, she had experiences, you know,
Yeah, and she can make that money too. Like, oh yeah, I'm on this.
Too before Me Too, like in her lifetime,
Exactly.
right? She was
Like I said, being molested and raped
so
and having
yeah,
all these things
it
done to
could have
her.
been, yeah.
Yeah,
Her
so she
mother,
may be the
her
perfect
according to her,
candidate to drive the bullshit.
you know what I'm saying, her mother being promiscuous and not being available. You know what I'm saying? She had a lot of
But you know what
experiences. She
though?
had a drug.
What's so crazy when you think about this whole shit? Because we sitting here making all these fucking excuses for this bitch. If it was a man we were talking about, nobody wouldn't be talking about all of this bullshit. Well, his father and his mother was on crack cocaine and this and that, and the babysitter raped him when he was 5. It's like it's so crazy that everything fucking it's so many fucking it's so much, and I get it. These are just things, and it's real life, and it happens. But we're not gonna sit here for 10 fucking 20 minutes and make excuses for this broad.
No,
Fuck that. She caused major damage
because nobody
in the
made
river
excuses
in
for Tyler
society.
because Tyler
I
Perry is
get,
in the same boat.
I get it, but
And
he's a fuck boy too. So we're not talking about him though. We're talking about
exactly.
fuck girl right now. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, right. I'm not gonna let niggas sit here and give us all of that bullshit about well she this and she suffered this. I don't give a fuck. Fuck what? Fuck. Like the average man didn't suffer as much. Did she
Rod
suffer
two
as much
trips
as
is
the fucking homeless guy that got choked out on the train last fucking week? No, she's rich. Come on, man. I'm just saying. So all of that suffering, yeah. That ain't shit. She did so much damage to us, our people, and the whole
Absolutely.
narrative of black men. The damage is fucking repairable. Rod 2 Trips in the building.
What's
That
good,
fucking
Rod?
damage is damn near
But that's why I
irreparable.
said I
Man.
wish you would use her humanity to just make a blanket
You know?
apology instead of
But it
hiding
won't matter
behind
because the
facts and
damage is
figures.
done. I could kill 50 niggas and apologize 50 years later after all their families were affected because they had no men to bring home the bacon and all that other shit.
Yes.
Now I'll apologize 50 years later. But what happened to the generations in between that suffered because of my shitty, irresponsible actions? Nothing. Okay. So we're gonna stop making apologies for fuck shit. And we're gonna keep it real gangster. Ratu Ship says, "What's up, to everybody on the panel? You just caught me in a gangster moment, shitting on Oprah, and that's what it is." T-Rona, you want to get a piece of this? I just had
No,
to.
I think y'all got it.
I had to get on this. Like I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying, undercut your love for the Sister Star Child, but I had to get it. I had to get at
It's
this whole
not love, it's
shit.
just empathy.
You know what I'm saying? Your
It's
empathy
not
should.
love, it's
I
empathy.
don't mean the
Smoke.
love.
There's a difference.
That's
Empathy. I mean, you know what I meant. I was just, you know,
yeah.
I
That
was
is.
just grabbing for words right now, trying to justify
It's
my
like, do you blame
tirade.
a person who's trying to make it, and they have, like you said, like they
I
they
don't blame her.
they have guilt on their hands. They
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her, but I just still got to throw some shade.
Well,
You
absolutely.
know
It's
what I'm saying?
empathy. It's no love, it's just
Gotta
empathy.
throw some shade, but the men get no empathy for their for anything
And you're
they do.
absolutely right. You're
Nigga gets
absolutely right. They don't.
nobody's gonna sit there for 10 straight minutes and try to figure out this nigga's story. Like for example, do you know this? Do you know the background on this? First of all, the vigilante was arrested allegedly. Okay, allegedly the subway vigilante after all of the protests, the white murderer was arrested. I don't think his co-murderers, the cocksucker that was holding his hands, I don't think they got him yet. Oh, they got him. But if I was the vigilante, I'd be like, well, what about him? Hey, you guy that was holding his hands, come out.
yeah.
Busted. They caught us. They caught us. Come on out, motherfucker. But allegedly he's in police custody trying to figure this shit out. So
And
that's
he
crazy.
said he used that same
But
line, that "stand your ground" crap.
that don't fly in New York, so fuck all that. We'll see. But
Mhm.
he'll be judged by a group of folks. He'll probably get a slap on the wrist, but it doesn't matter. At least drag him
We
through the
want him in the
fucking system.
streets.
The streets gonna get him. But put it like this. No, well, that's what we said about that
Sorry,
fucking
guys.
the Zimmerman or Zinker, whatever the fuck he is. He's still on them streets somewhere. But
Mhm.
whatever the case is,
That
the
motherfucker
universe
lost the fucking-
ultimately settles the score when the time is right. That's how I look at it. But the gentleman that was the murder victim, all we heard was the bad things about him. Oh, he had 40 arrests. He used to be a professional beggar on the train. We this, we that. But did we know that his mother, when he was a youngster, was abducted. Fucking her body was dismembered, put
Oh,
into plastic bags and stuffed in the fucking woods of New Jersey. So what kind of trauma
no.
did this young man have to live with? But nobody's sitting here for a half hour capping about how his fucking life was before he ended up the way he did they? No, all we're hearing about is, hey man, he slapped the old lady, or he pushed the old lady, or got into a fight with somebody. It's probably some fake ass Karen report because we can't co-sign or verify half of that shit. All a woman has to do is make a complaint just for that shit to be recorded on a police record and stuck on you like glue. But that's another story. But I'm just saying, we didn't know that about his past, did we? We didn't know the trauma that that young man went through, do we?
No.
So I'm just saying. So I'm just saying nobody gives caps long fucking empathy stories about the brothers out there because we just supposed to just handle it, get over it, nigga, pull your bootstraps up, get your shit
You're
together.
absolutely right, Smoke.
So
Y'all don't get no, y'all don't
the
get no, no
black
soft
man
spaces out here.
the black man is the walking mat in this fucking country. No empathy for us. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep this shit a band. So shame on you, Oprah.
Ah!
I'm gonna that half-ass
Oprah?
apology.
You slapped Oprah.
That half-ass
No.
slap the shit out of Oprah. Wow.
But
You know
I
what I'm
will
saying?
say this though,
Hit it
Smoke,
with
just
that.
just,
And I
just
don't,
so it
I'm
can
not
be said on
condoning it.
a podcast.
Yeah.
I know I'm only one little lowly black girl in the
No,
sea of in the sea of America, but I have always stood strong and tall for all of you, and I will defend y'all to the end of my days. As much as y'all irritate my spirit and make my nerves bad,
It ain't all
can't
of us.
nobody fuck with can't nobody fuck with you on my watch though. I promise you that.
Oh, good.
I promise you that.
Oh,
Not on
good.
my
Oh,
watch.
good.
Not on my watch.
Oh,
It ain't gonna
good.
happen.
You know what I'm saying? You got a few sisters out there that stand for the cause still. Fellas out there, keep hope alive. We still got a few real ones out there, even though it's a few of y'all. But what we need, right, is for the few to hold it up, right? For the
Yeah.
few of y'all that's out there, a few of the real ones. What happens is this, and where a lot of fellas where the disconnect comes in, is because y'all ain't got no smoke for the thought bitches and the whole bitches that's fucking up the game for y'all.
Shit.
Y'all got all
The
the
lies
smoke
you
for
tell.
everybody else. I'm not saying
No,
you
he's not saying us, but those
woman
same people that's out there.
as in whole. Y'all let all the fuck shit fly. As a whole, I'm just saying as a whole, y'all let all the fuck shit fly. So you got the wrong people representing y'all. You understand what I'm saying? You got this. So it's up to y'all to take your image back. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got all the goofballs representing y'all, and it's just a bad look, and the shit is looking raggedy, and it's looking like a real turn off. You know what I'm saying? So it's it looks crazy, but same thing with the brothers though. Like we got a black man, we got to take our image back. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas got us looking crazy out here. So you
For real,
know,
for real.
it's real, and it's not getting better. So we need these fathers out here to really
Regulate.
like for real, like step it up, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you 40, pull your fucking pants up, learn how to use a belt properly. Like let's get off this
Be
little
in your
kid shit.
child's
Let's
life.
grow the fuck up.
Be in your child's life.
Let's
Let me
grow
help
up,
you with
man.
that one,
Be in
Smoke.
your
Be
child's
in your
life, even if
child's
you don't
life.
want to pull up your pants. Be in your child's life and
You
be
probably don't have to spank them half as bad if you was there when they had the question that they needed you to fucking answer.
back.
Be there to
Well,
talk to them. Be there to talk to their head. Be there to help them think instead of doing stupid shit like we used to do. We pushed the
for
envelope,
real.
but our parents
But
let us push the envelope. And when something was wrong, we would look at our dad. Our dad be like, "I told you, didn't I?" And then it be on you, straight up.
I'm about to drop a little piss in the game for y'all as a woman who had a prominent father in her life. Okay.
I seen
Go.
the picture on IG the other day. Actually, I was gonna shout it out.
Yeah.
That was my Dukes.
That's the OG. Happy birthday, OG. That's the OG.
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
good.
I still miss him to this day. But as a woman who had a prominent father in her life, and since we're talking about the state of our culture and the male female dynamic, especially with black people, a lot
Yep.
of our fathers, we blame it on the mothers, but a lot of our fathers are to blame as well because this is something that women don't talk about. We talk about how our daddies cater to us and all this stuff, but our daddies also teach us to not need y'all too. They
Right.
teach us to be strong. They teach us to be, you
Independent.
know, to go independent. They teach us you don't need a nigga for shit. You get it on your own. Dads are just as culpable with the,
That was
at
the
this.
time, though. That came. You know what it is, because that came at the time in our Gen X, when that, you got to realize they grew up
But
in
I'm
the
saying it as
60s.
a blanket because you say
Yeah,
where it comes from is not just
same
a mother or a woman thing. Women that have fathers in their lives get it from our fathers too.
copy. But you also get a lot of, you get, like, because remember, as a man, right? You have a daughter, right? You as a young man, so maybe you learned this as a younger woman. You as a younger man, for example, some men, like back in those days, everybody got, not everybody, but a lot of people got married very early in their early 20s, right? So, that's how times were historically before the 60s, pretty much, right? So the man is the breadwinner, the woman takes care of the home, right? So then, maybe even before that, let me my number game may be off, but then you had the world wars and all this stuff, and then we integrated women into the workforce and all that other stuff, right? That came down the line, right? So the roles changed, right? So it's like, okay, you have the opportunity now. So the father is like, okay, daughter, you have the opportunity, right? But the advantage, but what he didn't teach you, right? But he didn't need to, but what you learned just by him being a presence in your life is that, see, you one of the few sisters that's like, hey man, I'm riding for the brothers, man. You understand what I'm saying? There are a lot of sisters that, because this is like one of the, I'm giving y'all some game too. That's one of the unwritten game. Like, listen, fellas out there, like that's some of the unwritten rules amongst successful men. We got rules and shit. One of the rules is, if she didn't have a father in her life, more than likely she wouldn't make a good mate, because she never saw her mother come home. I mean, the father come home from work, right? She didn't respect the man, right? She didn't see the father come home from work and the mother put respect on that nigga name, rub his back, give him a kiss, hey, dinner ready, the old school traditional shit, right? So if the woman grows up, the girl
Uh-oh,
grows up
I
with
got a
this.
flag on the play. You right quick, Smoke.
Go ahead, but let me just
My
finish laying it out.
yeah,
Go ahead, go ahead.
my parents' marriage was not traditional
I
in the
get it.
least sense of the word.
I'm giving it,
Yeah,
I'm just giving it
I'm just tell
how
you,
we rock.
my
Go ahead.
parents,
Hmm.
my mother to this day, she is not domesticated at all. My mother does not run her house. No, none of that.
It's cool
My
though.
father, my mother was a working woman. She was a CPA. My father, um, God rest his soul, OG. I took his whole face, but let's just put it this way. He always had money. He never had a job. He never paid taxes. We'll just leave it there,
He was a
okay?
hustler. Hey, it's all good though.
Absolutely.
It's all good, but see,
Absolutely.
but he was getting that bread, and that's what it's all about. She wasn't with no broke nigga. I'm just
No,
saying.
absolutely
But check
not.
it out though.
Absolutely not. Never.
But he was in
No.
your life. So what I'm saying is, he was in your life, and he was a
Oh.
positive influence in your life. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of women, unfortunately, in our situation, it only gets worse because now that the single mother rate without, homes without a father is even higher now. The numbers are higher now. But even
Yeah,
if our
but I
parents,
guess you're right on that sense because I could say what you're talking about. I didn't see that
okay,
typical that was not happening in my house. I saw a lot of
but he was in your
other.
life. He
Oh,
was in your life.
absolutely.
And he was a
Yeah.
positive influence. Okay,
Oh,
that's what I'm trying
absolutely.
to say. So
But
you
what I
learn
was
the
trying to say is that
value of a man, is what I'm saying. You learn the value of having
oh,
a father around.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
possibly you may have put some respect on a man's name because you saw a father as a positive influence in your life. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Oh,
getting to,
absolutely,
basically. So a
absolutely.
lot of people,
Me
that we have broken families, and there's usually not a father and a mother in the household. And possibly
that's
if it
true.
was a divorce or a broken family, the mother's always complaining about the father in front of the children. So then the children, somewhat, it's embedded into their mind that the father is not, useless or
This
whatever.
is
He's
true.
not of use. Then the
I
daughter
guess
grows up not respecting the man, and then she doesn't know how to fucking act in a relationship because she doesn't value the man, and she never had a positive man as an influence in her life. So, or a man to respect. So how does she respect a nigga on the street and she never respected her own goddamn daddy? You
well,
understand?
this
So
is true.
all
But
of
I
these
will.
things are
I
things that are learned as a kid. These are things that are, this is like subconscious learning as well. You understand what
and
I'm
like I said, and
saying?
subconsciously, my dad also
Mhm.
raised me not to need a man.
I get it too. I get it too. I mean, you know, that's good. But
And I was
young
just
ladies
saying
out there
that
better learn
instead
how
of
to
always
feed their
placing the
fucking
blame,
self because you ain't
fathers that
guaranteed a
are present
husband.
in their daughters' lives raise us to be independent as well. They
Copy. There's
raise
nothing
us to
wrong with
not
that.
need or depend on a man.
Nothing wrong with that because at that age, like you say, your mother was working already. Because remember, around that time, at that time, women were working. It was two-parent households. Moms and pops were working. The housewife era, like I alluded to earlier, that was in the past. So by the time our parents came around, you know, most of us had a working mom and a working dad for the most part. The housewife era had been phased out.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? That had been phased out. What you got, T-Roni? Tony D? Somebody? What you got on that? Does it make sense? T-Roni, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Hold on, let me
You know,
try
it's
to.
funny because I be thinking
Mhm.
every time we're gonna wrap it up, you always say something controversial and start us up again.
I got to. So let's go, God damn it. This shit is
No,
let's
you
turn the
always
fuck up.
start,
Stop
right?
playing, nigga. Yeah, what you got?
Okay, so I I
Take
I
your time.
I'm not gonna say I totally disagree with what you're saying. I want to say no, it
Wait,
can be
everybody do.
possible to live in a household without a father to still know values of a man in your life and a husband in your life.
I'm generalizing,
I
you know.
will say that it
Mhm.
is okay for someone to say those things because at the end of the day, we have we've disassembled the family, and like if we don't say it, then it'll never get said. Like we got to keep some. Now I do get that that's not the way it is nowadays. Like a lot of families don't have that whole family unit, um but it's like learning the old school way, right? Like you got to keep
Mhm.
some of the old school even into the new school. You got to keep that, so somebody has to say it even if we don't like it. So it's not necessarily, I don't agree necessarily that the person cannot, a female cannot grow up knowing what a man is.
I didn't say necessary. I mean, I'm just saying without pause. Let me rephrase that. Without if it's a little harder if you don't grow up with positive male in your
Okay.
personal life, like the brother, the big brother, or the uncle, or the grandpop or the
That's
grandpapa, because most of the teachers, and that's why it's important for the boys to grow up with a father also, because most of the teachers in the school system he's going to encounter is women. It's going to be mostly women, the majority, probably 70% of the teachers are women in the school. So if you grow up without the father, your moms, and then and Miss so and so and them all throughout your school year, so you're not really having a male influence. You know, it's a missing point. So some of them grow up over or fucking emotional and all this other shit because the female tendency starts to seep in because they don't have any of that male stability to give them the balance. Like, hey man, calm down, bro. Think your way through this shit. Like, relax. Don't stop acting like a little bitch. You know, stuff like that. So you know, this is just pure misogynistic stuff that I'm saying, but I'm just saying
No, it's not.
it's
It's
little
not always
science. It's little science
misogynistic.
to this fucking game. And I'm just trying
As
to,
a
you know what I'm saying?
as a woman who has raised boys as a single meaning unmarried mother, not single like that, because he was a good father. Like I said, I sacrificed the relationship for him to be a good father because him being a good father was more important than him being good for me. That was way more
Here you
important.
go. That's pretty big.
And the two roles are not the same.
Salute to that. Salute to that. You know what I'm saying?
So watching my ex parent our children, they had to learn the difference. And you're absolutely right. Boys, young men, because they're not boys anymore, but young men at a certain space, on a certain level, if they have a good, strong male figure, whether it's their dad, their uncle, their cousin, whoever, they need that. They respond to it as scientific. Boys respond to a male voice different than they respond to a female voice. A man can walk in a room and command their attention much easier than a woman can at some point. I'm sure Tony can attest to this, being married and single. I'm sure just the sound of your voice could get your boy's attention quicker than their mama, right?
Not his mama.
What?
Not his mother.
No
But
shade.
Well,
both of
Well, I'm
our
glad
voices,
you got away from her, Tony D. Salute
both
to you,
of
my
our
brother.
voices grab his attention. Honestly, I have more
If he's
basic.
louder than you, don't make no fucking sense.
but I'm saying, Tony D, but am I right though? You have a different kind of
Okay.
command with your boys than she
Yes,
does.
I
Right.
You
do.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
It's different.
Everybody can tell when I turn serious. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. And there's a difference. Like boys need a bigger dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? They just do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just do.
because if it's just barking like mom, she'll just do all that yelling, and you like, yeah, whatever.
Well,
You know,
let's see, the thing
I'll
about that
say
too
some
is
shit.
that
You ain't gotta
even
yell. You be
when
like, all
you
right,
got a
like,
mama like me who will put hands on you, it doesn't have the same effect as a daddy.
no,
Just
because it
doesn't.
don't hurt. Them punches don't hurt. Them little hits don't hurt. So I'm just saying, I'm
Okay,
not saying you
smoke ring.
can't put
I'm not
your
gonna
head
go
out.
back and forth with you like this,
I'm
but
not
you
saying
know,
that you gotta put a head out. I'm just saying, generally speaking, we're talking generally speaking
Touchdown.
that by the time the boy's a teenager and you try to hit him or beat him up or whatever, it don't really hurt like if he's spanking a baby, is what I'm trying to say. He's not a little kid. By the time the boy is 13, 14, 15, 16, he's a
well,
young
first of all, I'm
man.
not gonna tussle with you like that. That's
So
why I
you're
sent him
not
to live
gonna
with
be
his
pulling the
father.
belt out. Do you pull the belt out on a 15-year-old boy before and gave him a spanking on his booty?
No, I gave him. I three-pieced him and dropped him to the floor like he was a grown man.
Damn, he was lighting the ass if you dropped him to the floor. He needs to definitely get some
She hold
skills.
her own.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah,
He needs
don't
to
look
step
at
his game up. If mom's dropped you
Don't.
on your ass, nigga, you need help in them
He
streets.
do it all the time. Don't. I sometimes I fall for it too.
Salute to him, man. Salute to that brother, man. Step your game up, little nigga.
You know how you do such out.
But I'm just saying, it's like, but at some point you have to know when to say when, and that's when I decided to let him go live with his daddy, and he saw a whole different side of life. He
Yeah.
wasn't getting, men don't parent the way women do. Like
No, we
they
don't.
not they not waking you up nicely and softly and doing all the stuff in the breakfast and you got all your stuff.
Fuck no.
They just get up, get it, get out, figure it out.
That's how, but if that's how we brought up, that's how it's supposed to be because that prepares you. Because once you get out there on your own, life isn't gonna be the comforting of mom. You're not getting the
Yeah, you're
fucking
not
world
getting
ain't
no
gonna treat you like
conversation after
mama
school
treat
about how
you,
your day was.
little nigga. It don't work like that. You understand what I'm saying? You get out there in the real world about a bunch
Yeah,
of men.
you're not getting your pajamas air fluffed in the dryer so they warm when you get out the shower from your
No,
daddy. You're not
no
17 years
getting
fabric
old.
softener, none of that shit. No, all of that is a wrap. That's a wrap.
He said
that.
Welcome to the real world, young man.
What did you say?
He said fabric softener.
No fabric softener, none of that bullshit.
No, for real. Like I would look. Like
Yeah,
people
fuck that
told me I
fabric
spoiled
softener
my
for
kids.
real.
I would put I would put their pajamas in the dryer while they were taking showers. So they would be warm when they got out.
Oh, man. That's why you dropped the nigga on his ass with a 3-piece. Too soft. So you had to turn him over.
This is true because you get so mad when they come back.
What's
Like, I
good?
do so much for you, and here you come in and not doing this. Yeah, that would make me mad.
2-piece them. He was soft as fuck because he was used to them warm ass pajamas.
Please
Hit that cold
don't.
floor. Bang bang. Dr. G in the building. What's good, Frida?
Hey, Dr.
Happy
G.
Sunday.
What's up,
Dr.
Frida?
G in the building. How you doing, sister?
Thank you,
for joining
Smoke, for
us.
acknowledging my OG's birthday. He was a giant. He was a good dude.
Oh,
He
good.
was a great dude. And yes, I took his whole face. I look just like that man.
Yes, you do.
For real. Yeah. You let your hair out, you're gonna have that curly afro too, right? That curly
You
joint.
said what?
You let your hair out, you had that curly afro joint. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
you see where it comes from? That's
Right.
Hefe.
Yeah, all good.
That's Hefe.
Oh, good right there.
And that's what I called him too. I called him Hefe.
Oh shit. Without the L in front, not LFA, just Hefe.
Well, his name is Jeffrey, so no, I called him Hefe.
Oh shit. That's
Because
that'd be the new Mexican nigga run the work site. Hey, Mr. George, what's that guy's name? His name is
Hefe.
Jeffrey. Okay,
Hefe.
Hefe.
Yes, Hefe.
Nigga trying to pronounce Jeffrey. Turns it into Hefe.
But you know what Hefe means? It means boss, though. So you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He was that.
Exactly.
Definitely that. And it's
$20
crazy
too
thing.
much.
People ask me all the time, why you call your daddy Hefe? I said, because he stopped me from calling him Poppy when I was about 11 or 12. And he explained that Poppy has more adult sexual tones and he didn't want anybody to misconstrue.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he turned it into Hefe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don't want niggas thinking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
And also because we would speak Spanish around people when we didn't want nobody to understand what we were talking about. He really didn't want nobody to misconstrue the relationship then at all.
Copy. Copy.
Because can you imagine two of us walking down the street speaking Spanish on the south side of Chicago? That looked like some crazy shit, wasn't it?
Pretty much. Because you know what it is back in those days. Nah, you know what it is, because pretty much back in those days, it wasn't common to see, like, people weren't paying attention, I don't think, but it wasn't common. People didn't associate Spanish with brown skinned people. You
No.
understand what I'm saying? Like back in those days when we were younger, it was like a little
light skin. They were all light skin.
It was a little different. Well, as far as New York, I can speak for New York. I'm not sure about Chi-Town or nothing, but like, you know, you see some black people speaking Spanish, you double take like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You be looking kind of like, okay. You know,
that's another reason why when I watched another reason like Tironi was saying earlier to circle back when she was saying representation is important. That's another reason why when me and my daughter Brooke watched the movie Encanto, she was so filled because the little girl had glasses, she had hair, you know, to see people that looked like you and talk like. I was even emotional when I watched Encanto because it was like, oh.
I didn't even see that.
You said what?
I didn't even see that. I'm like,
but Tironi understands. It's like when you see people that look like you, talk like you, have the hair texture, the skin tone, the glasses, everything. It was like, oh. And my daughter got really emotional. She was like, Mom. I said, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Because everybody in the movie was different skin tones. Nobody was the same.
Yeah, especially the little one. The little one, he was a dark skin.
He was chocolate.
He had curly hair. Everything.
And remember, there was one uncle. He was real dark skin, real chocolate.
Yes. The uncle was Tony D's complexion.
Yes.
Oh shit. Chill, y'all. Y'all niggas gonna get me flagged for colorism on YouTube. That.
Oh, and Smoke Kimi Kali said you're stupid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. What's good, sis? We're gonna segue into the next and final.
You got another one? Damn.
Coverage. Yeah, we just gonna we never run out of shit. You know what I'm saying? Backpack Val in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Fumad? Senor Fumad. What's good? What's good, big homie? My man Backpack Val. Check out his channel on YouTube. Official travel videos. You know what I'm saying? Salute to C3 content creators in the building. All right, so check this out. So this last piece right here, right? So for all you ladies out there, I'm saying don't turn down too many more offers, because now what we have on the market is the artificial girlfriend. Let's check this shit out. It's kind of crazy.
I knew it.
So right now, I saw this in the newspaper last fucking Wednesday, right? So this is a content creator called The Better Bachelor, okay? But he's reviewing, and this is let me bring it back. Where's the part where we see the actual shit? Yeah, here's the actual shit right about here. So let's jump into
too, man. Salute, bro. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Salute. Let's run into this real quick. Let's see what we got here with this book.
It has more than 1,000 paying subscribers, according to a report by Fortune. Karen AI's beta launch reportedly generates $71,000 in revenue in about 1 week, with its subscribers being almost entirely men.
What?
Shocking.
What is
Bunch of niggas that got no pussy.
And it was rolled out to 1,000 beta testers in a week, which means on average, each man spent $72. And at $1 a minute, that means each dude spent more than an hour talking to AI virtual girlfriend in a week. This means the average user spent more than an hour chatting with it. I paid to see how it works. And he has the full conversation here on Twitter. Let me open that in a new tab. But let me just play this video. This does not sound lifelike whatsoever.
Artificial. This is so crazy.
Hey, Olivia, it's your girlfriend, Karen Marjorie. I'm currently getting ready for a workout class with some of my fitness influencer friends in Beverly Hills. What have you been up to today?
That's totally worth it.
And I'll say, I'm doing a podcast.
Underrated stat on Cutie Karen's new AI girlfriend voice bot.
Wow.
She said she paid how it works. There's the same video.
This is really
Users
crazy,
joined the
right?
wait list for a Telegram group when it admitted you're placed in a group chat with admins and other users. So it's not even a one-on-one. You can ask questions about the AI and eventually activate the bot in a private chat.
Why are guys
Payments are made via Stripe, and you choose how much to pay upfront, starting at $5. The clock ticks down based on the length of Karen's response, not time in the chat. Her responses are typically 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds. So to get 1 or 2 responses from an AI bot that sounds like this girl, you pay $1.
What?
Now think about this weirdo shit right now. Times are so bad
God, what is going
that
on?
let's walk because there's a lot to unpack
Walk
here.
this way, please.
We're gonna walk.
Tony D, look at the camera. Look at the
We're gonna
camera, Tony
walk
D.
here. He's disgusted. He's disgusted, and he's just as profounded as I was when I saw this fucking article in the Post last week. Now, okay. Times are so hard, and you ladies are giving brothers such a hard time, right? That they just said,
Smoke.
fuck it. We're gonna just go for the AI robot.
Shut up, Tony
in
D.
the
Don't be
chat
encouraging
room.
it.
Because remember, it's just one broad, it's one chick who the robot was thinged after, and the name is Karen. It's fitting. The bitch is Karen. Couldn't even give the bitch a sexy name. The goofiest shit ever. So you spend $70 trying to fuck an automated Karen. Really?
She like goes to the park and she just came out of Pilates and
what the fuck? And I mean,
I had to stop at Starbucks on the way home because I was thirsty.
Bitch, don't even drink coffee. You're a robot. Stop tapping. So this bitch is already lying to a nigga. We just started dating. You're a robot. I can't even smash, and you're already lying to me. What kind of shit is this? Oh boy.
And we need to bring. I'm looking at the title. AI influencers are already here, and we need to bring back shaming week.
So an artificial girlfriend, like these niggas don't have enough game to talk to.
Like,
Let him have it, Star Child.
Look,
Let him have it.
Pornhub is free. Okay. OnlyFans, like they had the OnlyFans, right? So you can, and then let me just give this whole shit out right here. Let me just lay this out for the fellas out there with the OnlyFans. Number one, number two, shame on you, nigga. Pornhub is free. Number three, right? You gotta realize you sitting there with a Woody thinking you hollering at this broad that these pictures are. Remember, she's not talking to you. She's not typing. She's pretending. You're talking to men. They have moderators and administrators that are actually no. I shit you not.
Yes.
This isn't like fucking back in the fucking 90s or 80s when you call the 1-800 line. Like, so what you wearing? And she's like, well, I'm wearing a bikini bottom and no top. At least you're talking to a real lady. She may be 400 pounds with a fucking mustache, a beard, smoking a cigarette. But I'm just saying, you could use it to your imagination. But this is not even a real person. And when you're on OnlyFans and you think you're talking to these chicks, it's really some fat hillbilly nigga and somebody or some slick ass Andrew Tate nigga in the back typing like, yeah. You want to see me later? Be like, yo, hit that Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Let's that Cash App, nigga. Get some feet pictures. You know what I'm saying? You be like, whoa, did I see a pair of Air Force Ones in the background? Wait a minute. So it's crazy. She's not really typing, so they don't even realize that they're talking to a fucking man getting off.
I'm with T-Roni. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm listening to T-Roni. She said, "Let him have it. Y'all can have it.
Let him have it.
You can have
it." This is some real shit. So that's what it is. So now niggas just want to talk to a robot joint.
This is
$70.
so crazy. We talked about this in the past. What is going on with y'all men? Y'all don't want y'all feelings, so y'all so freaking fragile. So if we can't
tender dick is hell.
To the point,
tender dick.
And now doing this is crazy. We don't all have to say yes to you, and then at the same time, you need. Come on.
You know why this happened? Let me tell you.
Why? Tell me.
Everything revolves in a circle. These are the men that grew up without a positive male role model in their life. You laughing, and you shaking your head. No, but I'm gonna tell you how this shit works. You see, the women are complaining about the men now, but these are the same men that they mama raised. Okay. And these are the same men that they raised that they daughter's gonna have to fuck with, and they're gonna complain about because you take masculinity away, you got a bunch of bitch ass niggas running around. You got he can't remember because he can't say what up, shorty. He can't holler at you in the street because remember you're harassing, you're sexually harassing.
Yes.
There's laws. I
Yes.
can go to jail for that. So
That's
I can't
fact.
holler at a bitch on the street no more,
That's
right? So I
facts.
can't do that. So I'm good.
Sure.
I'm going to jail for some pussy I can't get. No thanks, sir. See you later, ma'am. Keep that thing to yourself. So you
I'll just
can't
go
do that
outside.
because you're a stalker or
got
you're
Karen at
uncomfortable. If shorty at work looking right and you try to holler, it's sex. If she think you chop liver, the sexual harassment. But hey, you let pretty boy Jimmy fuck last week. What about me? Well, you're not pretty boy Jimmy. You're ugly boy John. So he gets fired because so you can't even holler at the joints at work because it's sexual harassment. Because remember, it's cute to the lady if you're a nice looking guy, but if you don't fit the
You always say that, and I shake my head every
how
time.
he looks, you're creepy
It
and
happens,
weird.
It happens.
If you look creepy
I
and
know it
weird,
happens, but it's not
I'm
all the
just saying it happens.
It's not all of us though.
I'm
It's
giving you, we know it's not, but it's too late because just like I said, y'all not calling out the broads that fuck
Y'all
the
so
game up for
fragile
y'all.
when it
So
does
you
happen
gotta
to
take
one
an
of y'all.
L.
I think that's the whole thing. That's the whole group.
I'm just saying, this is
And
what it comes down
all
to.
y'all
They're not
ran.
fucking with y'all, and I'm telling you why. Just like the fishermen, I have to teach the fishermen. The fish doesn't teach, and I'm telling you why they're not fucking with y'all. Once again, the ladies set the stage, like you said earlier. Somebody mentioned Me Too. Look, that was one of the stage setters. Like, I ain't fucking with these hoes because they're gonna come back and try to
That's
fuck
not
me
a
up and
stage
fuck me up
setter.
later. See, these are all a series of events that turn men off to approaching women and
The
dealing with them
series
in
of
certain
events
situations. I'm
started
telling you how
because
men think.
I know. I
Go
get
ahead.
you.
Go ahead. Mhm.
I get
You
you.
got it. All right. I'm just saying. I'm telling you how the men think because you're asking a question like, why are they?
I'm
Why
not.
are they like
I didn't
this?
even ask a question. I'm
No,
just
it's not
asking.
y'all. No. How the conversation started was like, and I'm just saying why the men are like that and why the boys are like that. Go ahead. What you got? Because I'm sure you know.
Go ahead, Tony D.
I'm sure you got something. I'm sorry, T. Ronnie, I cut you off, but I
Oh no,
mean
no,
that's
it's
why
fine. Go
that was
ahead.
the
Go ahead,
question
Tony.
that
Sure.
you know
Yes.
that's why like the
It
men are
is
watered down now. Toxic
24
masculinity.
to 1, damn near globally, women to men. And men are online trying to find virtual women.
It's so
Where
many.
is this coming from? I can tell you a lot of us get dissed. Mainly because we don't make enough money. We're not attractive enough. We don't have enough money to spend on you.
Oh yeah, you got to be a
I also
baller
tell you, a lot
nowadays.
of this comes from how women talk to us after they diss and or embarrass us. I can also tell you this can come from child support, divorce, alimony, all that craziness. I can tell you this comes from the crimes going against men. Anytime you say anything, even the smallest aspect of complimentary in public and on the job, by the law, we're guilty. That's how all this comes about. Other than that, let me talk to the dudes that's doing this. I'm gonna leave the ladies.
Please no more, guys.
Let me go ahead and give y'all. I wish I was drunk because I could give you the real, but I'm actually pretty sober right now.
Oh man,
Some of you jokers,
let me have a think.
right? I know I need to go. I ain't got no crown. Some of you jokers, first of all, need to learn how to talk to women. A bunch of y'all up in here want a woman to suck up to you. You got to let some of that go. Some of you may not be attractive. Some of you may not be in shape. Some of y'all may have some type of, I'll go ahead and say it, disfigurement. You ain't gonna pull no chick. I get y'all on this. I get y'all. If you don't want to deal with this, you got a little bit of self-esteem issues, or you're not this, you're not that, you got this. I got that. But some of y'all got to come up out of this. And I'm also talking to a bunch of y'all. Some of y'all got women that want you that you don't want. Stop playing this.
Stay in your lane also. Because if you a 2, you can't have the bitch that's a 10 unless your money right.
Right.
Okay. Remember,
And
every like remember, dating is monetized now. Women just want money. Like I put on the on my Instagram earlier. Stop disguising.
Don't answer stuff, child. Just don't
I don't
fall for
date
it.
broke men. Okay, it's not all, but the majority, because that's the stereotype that's being portrayed out there. You have to have a baller. You got to make 6 figures. You have the most basic ass looking bitch has the most crazy requirements to be dated. That's why the basic ass bitch is not dating, because your requirements are too high. You need the basic ass nigga, you basic ass bitch.
Why you got paid?
You don't look good
and you
enough.
ain't got no money
You
to
don't
get me.
qualify for the millionaire guy that you're dreaming of. Just like I don't qualify for the supermodel I'm dreaming of. We got to stay in our fucking lane. Let's be real. I can't have the 10 because I'm not rich enough. and I don't look fucking good enough.
And
But I
I'm
can
not
have a
gonna
basic
crap
bitch,
on the dudes.
and I'm fine with that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
what
not
the
gonna
fuck we
crap
want?
on
We
the
can't,
dudes
we can't have.
and get
Go
out
ahead,
like
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm not. You good? I'm not gonna crap on the dudes who actually had some shit happen to them where they don't want to deal with people in public. I'm not talking about some of you secluded,
Right.
self-xenophobic cats.
Right. You
I
guys.
understand y'all.
It's for you.
I
Yes.
understand y'all. I'm
Yes.
talking about these other jokers out here talking shit, disrespectful, don't know how to treat nobody. Then you want to go to AI and sway you to man. You're not the fucking man. All right. Let me go ahead and throw this out there. I'm not doing this. The whole AI world has been under controversy from millionaires and billionaires. They're worried about this shit. That ought to tell y'all something while y'all sitting here playing around, paying a computer to talk to you like it's a real person. Get out there and meet some real people. Go out there and do some real shit. See, this is what Generation X used to do. We dealt with motherfuckers. We don't take a lot of this shit up here seriously. We know it's a game. We know it's a farce. A bunch of y'all talk shit. Don't show your face. Don't use your real name. You just want to run your fucking mouth. That's what makes y'all bitches to us.
Shit, that's me. God damn it. And on that note, let me pause for station.
I know a little bit about you. I can stand up for your ass. I know a little bit better about you. For real. Some of these jokers out here doing this shit, it's bananas to me. Go ahead and pay them folks if you want to. I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw myself out there. I actually know people online that I've been told trying to get me. I know people in the real world trying to get. Maybe I'm spoiled, but I ain't the man. I ain't always had game. I can actually understand where this is coming from. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all got to get out there and deal with the real world, man. This is set up for something else you ain't supposed to be a part of. You're just a trial period. Stop playing. Y'all might want to think about what I just said. This is not set up for you. This is set up for somebody else, and you are the trial period. I'm telling you. You ain't doing nothing but building characters, dealing with these. Think about it.
Real life sense.
They've been talking about this since back in the days of iRobot. Come on, y'all. This ain't nothing but what's that damn movie? Ready Player One and all them? This ain't nothing but a bunch of those.
They're bringing the Sims to life, Tony.
Huh?
They're bringing the Sims to life.
No currency. Everything online. Mine's digital. Everything's here.
Everything's going digital. They're putting the money digital. Now they're putting your whole relationship digital. Remember Demolition Man? They didn't have sex. They just had a mind game to help to get an orgasm while they was in the road. Come on with that book. I miss real pussy. Fuck that shit.
Literally.
I like real women. Fuck that.
And that's what she said. Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you now.
I'm gonna just keep it a band. I can't. I'm not. If you get to a situation where this is life for everybody, I got it. They're gonna have plenty of bills. Thank a bunch of y'all for contributing. I'm gonna be that damn virus in the computer that don't want to work right, don't want to act right because I didn't go through all the proper trials. I miss real women. I miss real mammary glands. I miss real vaginas. Damn it, I look for a funky one before I do this shit right here.
Well, put it like this. The thing is, they're not even gonna see with the robot, right? With the robot, I don't think there is any. You'll never meet the robot in person. Is what I'm trying to say. It's just like a chat room in a fucking in a.
No, it's not a chat room.
Robot.
It's not a chat room.
What is it like? It's like you can pull the robot aside and speak individually.
No. So it's an algorithm, just like FDA. I mean Facebook or whatever. It's algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
So now the whole thing is new. It's like Chat GPT and all these things. The algorithms.
He said you have to trigger it to even talk to you for longer than 30 seconds.
Right. So you have to. So it has to hear your voice, and it in cyberspace pulls all these letters and words together that you might like, and then it gives you an output. So there's nobody behind a physical. There's no physical person. It's all digital.
Okay, so it's not like the OnlyFans. Somebody's not typing the shit.
No.
Okay, so OnlyFans. So you motherfucking OnlyFansers. It's a hairy guy with a pair of overalls and a hairy stomach. Drinking a Bud Light, typing on the other side. I said OnlyFans, not I said OnlyFans. That's the live shit, not the AI. I said OnlyFans. Yeah, that's the hairy guy with the suspenders and no shirt, turning you guys on for $5.99 a month.
This is $1 for what? $1? He said.
What they say?
Yeah, if you get it to talk to you for longer than 30 seconds, you got to pay $1.
Okay.
That's crazy. Brandon Rick said eating Taco Bell every damn day.
Yeah, I hear his ass over there.
My thing is though,
go ahead.
what happens, just like Tony D said, I know that as women like, and I'm just gonna use women like me and Tironi because we are not the norm. We are still very regular. We are still very, we're not basic, but we're not what this fuck shit is.
You're
Okay.
not comprehensive.
What you mean?
I'm joking. Basic or
Oh,
comprehensive coverage. All right, insurance jokes. Go ahead.
yes. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not none of that. It's just, to me, all of this craziness is just crazy. It's like, I'm with Tony Z. Like, as much as you would like to connect with the person, they make it so hard. You can't even get to the physicality because you can't get through the red tape of the fuck shit that comes out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't.
Like, what if I want to talk to a guy? I can't talk to a guy because he's not going to know how to approach me. Like, if I go to a guy and be like, yo, I'm into you. What's your number? How you doing? Like, I do this a little bit. You're not going to get the signal because you're not real
And
versed.
then, do you
Nah,
know how many?
he's like, nah, I'm good. I got a
And then
girl
you
in the
know how
closet.
many
I got a
times
digital
you just
date
be
at
hoping
8.
and praying as a woman. They don't say too many stupid things in a row, so that you could still try to get past that to get to a date. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can overlook
Everything is
some stupid shit.
monetized now. So these chicks are monetized anyway.
Who?
So for the most part, you have to have money if you want to participate in any
I'm
form of
talking about chicks
dating.
like me and Sue. I'm talking about still the real ones. I'm not talking
She's
about
talking
that
about the real world
But
thing.
shit, but a nigga still gotta take you out on a date. You
But we
still have to be courted.
We can't get to the date because they say dumb shit.
We
You
can't
can't
get
get to
there
the date.
because, like you said,
No, wait, time out. A Generation X, if you're talking about a 40-year-old plus man, then that's a problem. Then
that's
you
what's
just
going on though. These 40
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We be hoping and praying that they don't say too many stupid things in a sentence so that we can get to.
I bet you that's who, if we did the logistics or the whatever on who was using these this one Karen thing, I'm pretty sure it's 40-plus-year-old men.
Absolutely.
Probably 40-plus-year-old.
They're not. These are not young kids.
Incel. I said 40. Yeah, I say grown men. Yeah, grown men, because the kids are still interacting. The kids are interacting. It's probably a little different, but statistically, young men right now, they're not dating. It's at an all-time high now. For like 20-year kids in their 20s, it's at an all-time high. But meanwhile, the girls are dating a lot more. So basically what happens is a small amount of guys are getting all the sex from all the girls, which is the same thing in the adult world right now. Because, for example, you keep meeting a bunch of dudes that can't seal the deal, right? But for example, me, I'm a hell of a deal sealer. So I seal dozens of deals, hundreds of deals, hundreds of deals. What I'm just saying, right? But then
Tony D probably could if you would leave the house.
Then there's somebody that's my contemporary that has only signed 2 deals in his lifetime.
I can't hear you, Tony D. I'm saying he probably could if you would leave the house.
You on mute, Tony D. But
I was on mute on purpose.
Okay.
What did you say?
Yeah.
I said I could leave the house. I just don't.
I know. I'm saying you probably could too. You could leave the house.
Yeah, it's more economical for me to sit in the house right now.
It is absolutely it.
More economical for me to sit in the house. There's a lot that all of us can do, honestly. And even to the people we were talking to originally, there's a lot you can do if you get out the house and dealt with people and met people. You will surprise what will come your way more than you have to go look for it.
You can't meet people in person anymore is what we were getting at earlier, though, because remember, you can't, if you're not looked at as socially attractive, you can't even holler no more because you become creepy. You're the creepy guy trying to sexually harass.
I remember
wait. I got a story about this. I got a story about
bullshit allegations. So you gotta just rather play it safe.
No.
You know what I mean? And just chill. If you
this happened to me Friday night. This is real life. Friday night.
Challenged ass niggas gotta relax. Wait, what happened?
Okay, so Friday night I went on a date. Let's call it a date because that's what it was.
All right, niggas are dating.
We went to the movies. We saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was it good?
Right? Oh man, fire!
All right, y'all hurry up and get the fuck off. They got a 10:30 show.
Right.
Go ahead.
So
ahead,
anywho,
go ahead.
so quickly. So this background on the dude. This dude is a lot younger than me, but I think he's on the spectrum. I call him Spec in my head for spectrum because I think he's a little autistic. He might have such an Asperger's. Anyway.
Oh, shit. You gave him a chance.
I did.
Salute to you.
I did.
You gave him a chance, man. Listen, man. Look, fellas, look, she gave him a shot at least. You know what I'm saying?
I did.
Gave a nigga a shot. Like
And
everybody
now
don't
what?
get a shot.
And
He
now what?
doesn't have a so he doesn't have a car. He doesn't even have a car.
Wow. How
We
old
had
is
to
he?
we
Just curious. Just curious. Around like 35-ish,
yes,
40, 35, 40, right?
35,
Okay. You
30-ish,
can have a
30,
car
30,
by that
30.
age, sir. I don't care if it's a fucking 2-door bucket. You gotta have a car
Anyway,
by that age. Go ahead.
so we
Mhm.
met at a central location on the Metro link because I didn't want him to have my address to send to Uber. Okay, great.
No way.
I still went on the date, right? Downtown St. Louis. It's safe. Movie theater, right? So on the way home, I'm on the train on the way home, and this dude trying to talk to me, and I'm like, look, listen, I'm not interested, yada yada. This dude is like popping shit, right? This nigga pulls his dick out in
Are you serious? Try to show you what he's working with? And it's not funny, but I mean, since you were not harmed, he was trying to say he was.
So you was
Look
in
at
New York?
these like, geez,
You
Louise.
wasn't in New York on a New York train? Because
On the train. This was that New York
I
shit.
see so many
Nobody
penises
jumped him.
on the train.
Nobody threw him in that chokehold and killed him. He didn't die with his dick out on the train on the floor. Are you serious? Nobody jumped him. What's the purpose of that? That's kind of crazy. Definitely weird.
I
Good
have
thing you didn't
never in
date
my
him.
life
That would have been
just
potentially crazy. Imagine if you did take his number and went on a date with that nigga.
Wait, that was the same. No, this was a new guy. This is the guy who
Stranger.
tried to talk to
Total
you.
stranger on the
Okay.
train, a weirdo. Pulled his joint
as
out.
I'm
Then what
waiting
happened?
for
Made
my
some
train,
with
he's
pepper
steady
spray.
trying to pop. He's steady trying to pop at me. I'm like, nah, dog, on somewhere. This dude pulls his whole joint out.
Because you said no.
Like
In front of how many people are out there? Was you? It was very. It was
it
like
was
late.
people. This is like 8:30 at
Look, carry pepper spray too, please, ladies. If you're gonna be on the fucking train and stuff, and I'm not even joking.
No, that's
'Cause
real.
I definitely got my shorty with that. Got her packing that shit. Like it's a lot of goofy shit. Like that's grounds to get pepper sprayed and kicked on the fucking train tracks, player.
Or keep a
Like
fork.
that's really crazy.
Keep a fork with you because
But
sometimes
here's the thing, though, Smoke.
you go to
You
work,
need a white vigilante. That's when you needed a fucking white boy to grab somebody by the neck.
get the
That's
pepper
when you
spray.
But
needed that.
listen,
Work
but
or
y'all
whatever.
didn't even give me
In the
my
wrong
props.
place.
I went on a date
But
with a younger dude who's on the spectrum, and the reason why I say he's on the spectrum because he walks on his tiptoes. But he's a nice dude though.
his mama said, "Be quiet when you're walking around the house. Raise them to walk on his tippy toes like a little bitch. Twinkle toes ass."
I'm gonna get off because I can't.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not making fun of nobody. I want everybody to get a shot. Shoot your shot, fellas. But walk with your feet flat though.
Please.
Nigga walking on eggshells.
If
He
you
walking on
listen,
eggshells.
if you
Hot
listen,
cold ass walker.
So Smoke, I be telling you my real life antics out here. So there was no physical contact. There was none of that. But at least I went out because he was so excited to go see Guardians of the Galaxy, be seen in public. When I walked up to the bar, I guess he had been talking to the bartender about me, and the bartender was like, "Oh, she is pretty." So I can only imagine what he had been saying
it's hard.
He
It's
like,
hard.
I got there.
she bad as fuck. She got the dog, and I'm gonna spank that after the movie, son. I'm joking. And for him, it was an epic fail. For him, it was he had to take care of himself at the end of the night. But I'm just saying, at least he got the opportunity. Fellas, teach you. Look, all the single moms out there that have sons, let the boy listen, man. Don't have him tiptoeing around in the fucking house, man.
You
Let
stop.
him walk like a regular person.
That's
Stop
a
sending
medical.
these little boys crazy. Like, cut that shit out, man, and stop putting on the custody. Even though if Pop, the father, didn't make the fucking child support payment, give him the boy this weekend. Jesus, he'll get the money back to you next week, nigga. We can't have these boys running around. Who's gonna join the army? Who's gonna fight the Chinese invasion when they hit the U.S. soil? Give it about 20 years. I guarantee somebody gonna have the balls to send the army over here because it ain't gonna be since
They're not gonna send the army.
boys
They're
to be
gonna
girls
bomb
now
our
in the
asses.
country. We teaching boys to be girls. Meanwhile, all these other countries are raising their boys to be soldiers. Look in the internet. Look
They're
around and
not gonna
see.
fight us. They're gonna bomb us, Smoke.
No. There's no. They're gonna add insult to injury. Because before you do that, you're gonna send the foot soldiers because they're gonna be like, ain't nothing left. Them dudes are bitches. They ain't gonna fight. And it's not enough niggas in the hood because it's only 13% and like a small percentage of y'all
Hood
So ain't
dudes,
nobody gonna have the balls to fight. You got a few skinheads and rednecks in the Midwest that'll go for theirs.
they
But
will.
ultimately, there's not gonna be enough pure men in the military anymore to defend the ground invasion on our own American soil. What a shame. Good Lord, we're in trouble. Whew, we're in trouble, guys. I'm just saying. I'm a visionary, man. I'm a visionary.
You ran Tony D off camera altogether.
I'm just saying. I'm a visionary, man. The paper money gone. The boys are girls. We all fucked up now. I told you this shit was gonna happen, and I waited all these years to tell y'all. See, I told you so. I
Well,
told you
T-Roni,
so.
keep hope. We're gonna keep hope alive, T-Roni. That maybe we can go on a real date with a real dude one day. Just hope. We're gonna keep hope.
This is all we could do because
I got a little mustard seed. I got a little mustard seed of hope and faith left.
you can't talk to them because they just get scared. They don't talk now. Talk to, hey, what's up, shorty? Like you try to kick game to them so that they don't feel like they can't come to you.
You know what I'm saying?
But he can't. But he can't. The difference is he can't go to jail and say you harassing. Go to the police and say you
But
harassing.
when you
me.
try to spit game to
So
them,
I'm giving
I'm
you
joking. I'm joking.
trying to kick game to you, and yet
I
you
know.
go
I'm joking.
just
they go slinking off. They go slinking off like
don't
if
know
you
what
ask
to do
them.
They
You
don't
try to walk up to them like, "Hey, yo, what's good with it?" They be like, "Oh."
You gotta. You know what it is though. But see, it's a double edged sword because I would say, well, you gotta hang around places where single women hang, like. But you know, you may not want to be in the club
Who
or
wants
in
to
the
do
bar
that?
or in the lounge.
It's
So
no.
public approach is pretty much outruled now in society. Whether you like it, it's not socially accepted.
Yeah.
For the public approach, it's pretty much old school. For the public approach. So and then you got the risk of weirdos automatically. Then you got the risk of online dating, which could be weirdo shit also. Like, I don't know,
Or
man.
they call
I
you
look like a
thirsty.
weirdo. If I talk to a guy, I'm the
Yeah.
weirdo because I talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? Or I hate this. Or I hate this when
That's
you
great.
when you do approach a dude. Here's what I hate too. You do approach a dude, and then they treat you like you thirsty. Who
They
the
think
fuck?
something is wrong. Nah, they think something is wrong. They be like, whoa, this is
No, she's right.
great. What's
They
happening
do
here?
treat you like
No, they treat you like
right.
you ain't shit. Like what?
She's right.
Well, you know what it is though, because if a dude looks good enough to be approachable, that means he's got plenty of other options.
Which is
So he
true.
probably got a few broads already. Like a nigga,
Yeah.
you approach me, I'll be like,
But I don't
"Oh,
know
no,
that
ain't no
though, and I don't
spot
care.
open on the
You was
roster."
just
Right. I don't know that. Like you
I'm
try
I
like,
to
don't
bring
know that,
"Ooh."
and I wasn't thinking that when I
and
walked up to you. You happen to have some attribute or a couple of you that I like, that was well put together. Like, but you ain't gotta act like that though.
right.
Thirsty, dude. Who?
Yeah. We get our
That's a
egos.
far
If
stretch for a
if
dude
it
to say
helps
that.
you guys who are on these chat Karens or whatever, we get our egos bruised a lot nowadays.
I had to tell one dude, I got 3 niggas in my DMs who have been DMing me for 3 years. I don't even talk to these niggas. They've been talking to themselves for 3 years, and you want to treat me like this? Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, you know what happens though, because maybe the niggas that have been in the box for 3 years, you should have let them shoot their shot. You know what I'm saying? You should have let them shoot the
No,
shot.
anytime you have that much persistence, that means you setting me up for the kill. We're not even gonna go that route.
Really? I don't know. Maybe
Because
some,
that means that's gonna be some revenge type. Like I finally got it, I'm gonna just dog it. We're not even gonna go that route. No,
I don't
no,
know.
no.
It may turn into a great night. 3 years worth of pinned up frustration.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again. My pelvic
Maybe
floor
quick.
is intact. I want it to
Maybe
stay
next.
that way.
Oh man, 3 years worth. That should be looking like on the Wayans brothers parody of Scary Movie or Scream or whatever.
Yeah, I'm good out here. I need
You know what I'm
I
talking
need my
about? Oh man, Tony D, where you at, man?
He there.
Yo, so we're gonna be at 2.5. It's about 10 p.m. I guess we're gonna kind of, this was entertainment, man. This was a good variety episode here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You guys got anything on closing that you want to touch up on? Anything that we covered that you want to? Any last words on Bob Marley's alleged killer, Oprah Winfrey's big fat lie, the end of paper money, Bud Light goes broke, or Robo Ho? instead of RoboCop.
I want to talk about. Can we continue?
Got a
the
Robo $72 a pop on the streets.
I want to see. I'm
Get this shit off in an hour, or you gotta re-download the program. I don't know how this is gonna work out. This is gonna be crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
I'm good on all three. I think we covered them, man. I appreciate it. I'm good on all three.
Oh man. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Let's go through our let's see. I know I have all of the handles. Let's see. We're gonna start with you, Star Child. Let me bring it up. So right here.
Yes.
This is the IG. Check this out. Star Child in the building.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Always. Good. You know how we do it.
Y'all are always a barrel of monkeys.
Hey man, that's what we do around here. It's entertainment. It's real. It's when real life meets entertainment. When comedy meets dead serious. When I'm dead ass serious meets I'm laughing at you niggas. It's a combination of all, like, you know, you're like, yo, I'm dead ass, but you're like, well, fuck it. You know,
exactly.
It's like it's the combination, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta have balance. Gotta have balance. You can tackle serious topics in a lighthearted way. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's kind of how I feel about that, man. Star Child, thanks for pulling up. Let me
Absolutely.
see. Let me put your info up, Tony D. Let me see where you at with the banner. I'm gonna give you the Linktree link right here. Boom. This is Tony D.
Do me a favor. Trying to get my Twitch numbers, my YouTube numbers, and my Twitter numbers up, my Mixcloud numbers up. I did a broadcast earlier. I did a 2-hour Eminem marathon. Y'all check it out on Twitter. The full broadcast all the way through. The audio's on Mixcloud.
I don't understand Twitter.
Anyway.
I
got you. Everybody been telling me Twitter's very simple. Honestly, it's very fucking simple. It originally started off as people following celebrities, and you go from there with that. But definitely check that marathon out. Check my Mixcloud out. I got a few music broadcasts I've done up there. I'm at 33 broadcasts right now. So appreciate you, Ace. Catch me here, Sunday Smoke Podcast. You already know. Catch me on Late Night Parents, my man Ted Hicks. Catch me on Nonsense with Glick and Jeff Hawk. I'm all over the place. I do my own thing as well. So I'm a busy dude on this internet. Y'all holler at your boy, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Tony D in the joint. You heard? T-Rony, what you got for me? I'm gonna give a round of applause at the very, you know what I'm saying, after the, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just T-Rony, you got us. What you got?
I got T-Rony Trinkets on the Insta and T-Rony Trinkets on Pinterest. If you can follow me on Pinterest, that's where I am. 2 places, but here every Sunday. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And warm round of applause for our panel. Myself in the building. You know the catchphrase, where there's fire, there will be smoke, baby.
Shout out the chat.
Slide out of here. We're gonna definitely shout out the chat before we slide out of here. Let's see. We got Random Rick Reviews. Thanks for pulling up. Backpack Val was in the building. Dr. G. Peter Gillespie was in the house. Rod 2 Trips pulled up. Know what I'm saying? Who else did we have in the building? We had
Charlie B outside.
We had Charlie B in the building. We even had a guest appearance from Stephen Pena. What up? Salute to that cat. Pulling up. Long time no see. You know, my cuz Charlie
Random
B.
Rick came through as
You know what I
always.
mean? Random Rick Reviews, always holding it down. That's my show on Fridays. Check him out also on YouTube, Random Rick Reviews, as well as Charlie B Outside. Check those channels out. Support my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And thanks for joining us again, man. We'll catch y'all next Sunday. Roll out of here with some promos. You know how we do it. So talk to me, man.
I don't know what happened, but look, that's on me. Smoke Sunday Night Smoke Podcast. Go check my boy out. You know what I mean? For sure.
Your show is called the Sunday Smoke Podcast. That's how I know you're a little because it don't have nothing to do with that. So I'm gonna keep using smoke, and my podcast is not called a smoke show. My Tuesday show is called the Sunday Night Smoke Show. That show that we talk about.
So has he said some things that are, you know, borderline crappy or whatever, and then he backs it up with this is opinion radio? Yeah, he's done that.
That's what we do over here, goddammit. All opinions always welcome. Sunday Night Smoke Podcast. Y'all like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all next Sunday, y'all. One love.